playing in front of fans, hearing our name here in USA.
It's been a minute for North America to truly have a team to root for, but they do now.
I just want to make sure that in Valorant we can achieve those trophies, and we make sure that Europe, Asia, China, anyone can lose to NA.
When I play in Paper X, I feel like I play with my friends, with like my family. After joining Paper X, I always laughing on matches, always take fun, enjoy to play Valorant. It's like team, they help me, I help them back, you know.
Paper X advance to square off against Loud. What a map indeed, and what a way to close out this series with overtime. It feels like it absolutely deserves it. And I think no matter who you're cheering for, whether you're at home or here in the audience, you have to be entertained, because this is absolutely insane between these two squads. The back and forth, the run back from Paper X to get us to this point.
So much at stake. You know, EG, their story of the year, from zeros to heroes to villains throughout the year. Some pressure on the Boostio, stuck in the corner there with those smokes. Paper X trying to crunch through in towards Link.
Backs away, but the hit continues and something. He's found a timing up through Link. Mindfreak as well, backing him up. Takes out Calm. Ethan taken down. Mindfreak eliminates him. 2 players left now. So it's just Jogamo and Demon 1 to try to do, possible run back here on the 2v5. Demon 1 now as well, approaching back through Link. Eyes on this one. Mindfreak cognizant of this, and it's going to be a flawless beginning for Paper X here in overtime now. Match point in their hands.
And the confidence is brimming now for Paper X. EG, the story, the arc of their season, still in play. But now for Paper X, we know that Jing will be leaving at the end of this year to do his military service. You gotta be thinking Paper X is saying, do it for him. The last opportunity to potentially this year or ever to see this iteration of W Gaming. And they want to go straight to the grand finals before it's all over. They want to take a championship with this stellar, star-studded roster.
High-value shock dart. Ethan crashing in the back hall. Clears out some of that ability. Forsaken, punished for his sins, having brought the Odin into this second round. Flash onto the corner, Jing. Can just put some damage down, spray through. Somehow manages to make it that jump across without getting punished. Smoke onto the corner, and Ethan shuts it down. Mindfreak counter swinging in, however, will find the enemy Yoru. Another flash, the full blind being found as the swing comes in. Mindfreak looking for the pincer maneuver. Devi on for 2. And suddenly a 2v2, all the shock darts having been used. The gravity well going to be drawn out. The turret just sat there. Recon over the top, needs to be cleared. They do so, no pings being found. They know that they're playing forward, they know they're just gonna be playing onto this corner. Now the Nebula dissipates and the kills are found instantly. Jogamo and Calm, they call their targets, they confirm them. 13-3, we go again.
Brilliant post-plant play here for EG. Able to do a wonderful job waiting out that smoke and just instantly reacting to the positions of Paper X, knowing they like to play up close and personal. Devi here, a great flash to set up Mindfreak. We're able to pinch Demon 1 in that corner by the box. But then instantly, what coordination there. Synchronization, beautiful from EG in that last moment. And we go again. Immediately, Calm, we're gonna check and see if there's any push out from Paper X. Seeing if they're gonna play for that orb. It's not too difficult, in theory, to get the run it back going for Jing.
Boostio taking a leaf out of Forsaken's book here, bringing the Odin into this round. And as well, the back haul. Shadows come through. Looks like it's going to be a shift out. Working their way away from the B site now.
I like this rotation. There is that gate crash over there. How much longer will it last? Will it afford Ethan the opportunity to make the rotation? Already Calm starting to shift in. They want to watch sewers. They want to make sure that Forsaken isn't there. Here we go.
Having to be the front line here. Flash up over the top. That's going to blind through. Fake out. Not finding the blind. Some attention, however. Nice right back over towards Secret. You can see the chaos here. Something is just trying to find that dart. And Ethan eventually able to get the punish. Now Jing stuck at the corner. Demon 1 takes him down. 3v5. Forsaken on the flank. Has an angle. Do they suspect that there could be somebody in this position once again? Taps coming through. They still haven't identified his position. Sees the corner, the shoulder, finds the kill. Demon 1 now going to be watching the angle. Is Calm spotted on the flank. Forsaken is getting pinched. Oh, he's one off the back of the vulnerable. It almost sets up for it, but it doesn't matter. Divide comes away with another 3K, and Paper X are once again at match point.
Unbelievable reaction there from Forsaken. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Divide. So clutch all year. Low-key, maybe the best player on Paper Rex this year. He's so clutch time and time again. And now Paper Rex, once again on match point. The crowd is on their feet, and rightly so. Timeout, though.
Potter looking to ensure that they can stay in this one, get yet another reset on this overtime. Build some momentum back up. You can see, though, the most stressed that the EG players have been this entire tournament throughout. Even with the one map loss to EDG, they still were looking cheery, and they were able to rally back so strongly in that moment. Now, though, everything is in this next round to keep themselves in this game, to try to be that team that gets auto-seeded into the grand finals, to try to be that team that has a monstrous advantage in that double ban when it comes down to the grand finals.
And you can't even imagine the nerves that are running through both these teams. 26 assists for Joggle. I just got to point that out quick. No matter what the result of this round is, that's absolutely incredible stuff on this Astra. But looks like this is going to be a fake towards A with the Yoru.
It's also a glass cannon from something. Ethan just looking to hold the corner a bit here. Just take a minute amount of damage. So drone goes rushing forward. Something just tucked away behind the screen for now. Waiting for his timing. Spots him. He gets the kill. That might just be the unraveling here, the beginning of the end.
Oh,
Demon 1 still lingering back. Has some high-low cover here as well as Jogamo is in position. Do they anticipate this push forward? They do not. Calm swings in. Something finds himself a second kill. Now a 3v5 just to try to get another overtime reset. The odds are stacked against Evil Geniuses. They've worked miracles so far here in this series. Can they deliver yet another one? The turret here, something shuts him down. Forsaken finds Busio, and now it's all on Demon 1. But even though he's right at home, it feels like he does not have a hope in hell. The first shot across. Something taken out, the operator on the floor. But everybody else from Paper Rex encroaching on his position, swarming him, getting in behind. The flash across, Mind Freak about to swing the corner. He does so, and he puts him down. 15-3, a 2-1 victory. Paper Rex, they advance into the grand finals.
The powerhouses of the Pacific have found their way for the second time into the grand finals of an international VCT event. And for the first time, it'll be champions. This team, what unbelievable tenacity they have, Achilleos.
International winners as Fnatic's dynasty starts today.
Oh man, I love Fnatic.
They won a lock-in, they won a Tokyo, they
They showed consistency and they've gone where no other team have gone before. But if they want to call this a dynasty, an era, and
누가 제일 빡셀 것 같아? 푸나틱. 일단은 도쿄 마스터즈에서도 좀 압도적인 모습 많이 보여줬어가지고.
I don't think there's any debates about it.
Yeah.
Everybody is in the best shape, best Sentinel in the world, best flex player in the world.
Chronicle has 3 trophies. You're dreaming of 2, he has 3.
But there is a most important tournament ahead of us, right?
The dynasty, to be fully justified, they need to win champs.
They have to win champs. For me, champs is more important than any masters.
Every team have a chance to be remembered even more than Fnatic.
And whereabouts is that? Is that where my hotel is, in there? Because we're winning Tokyo. We weren't fully comfortable, but actually we're almost there. Ideas were cooking. I think this event has to be the same. We're not going to win this event on this rooftop.
If Fnatic are able to win this, if they're able to get through some of these most difficult maps and take down a Loud that's been their kryptonite, they are primed.
Oh yeah.
Primed to continue the run.
I mean, it'll be outstanding as well. This isn't the same, you know, dominant super team Fnatic at the beginning of the event that we were saying. It was just going to be a grand coronation carpet to get them into the grand finals. They have been tested through and through. They've shown a resilience capable of it in the lower bracket here, and they've got one of their hardest challenges yet in the form of Loud.
Yeah, Loud, they will be starting on attack on split, but Fnatic, after their DRX win, their defense looked all right. They looked like they tidied things up. They had new ideas, so I feel like we're going to get a close map 1 no matter what. I want to see that Haven, though. We got to get Fnatic Loud on Haven.
Yeah, I think Fnatic have got to start out on good footing. They need to be able to win a pistol. They need Boaster to start generating ideas as well if they get punched early.
Well, let's take a look where we're going to get in terms of agents in the Prime Gaming Agent Select. And it doesn't seem like they're going to make any changes here, Mimi.
No surprises. They play a slightly different comp, just switching out the Initiator and the Controller role into this one. Or excuse me, it is actually both the Sky here. But they both play a very similar style. For Fnatic on defense, what I'm looking for in particular is the trap plays that they can set up around Alpha Year's Cypher and how Loud can contend with Alpha's variety of setups. He's constantly moving the trips, the cam, and it gives such great info.
I agree with that. I think it's so important as well to keep track of Alpha Year with his setups when they're on the defense side. I think Loud's mid-rounding, they need to be taking care of that as well, to just remove it. Remove the information away from Fnatic with their calling.
And specifically Loud, because they don't have a Cypher or a Viper, have been leaning heavy towards B main control. They can't lurk aggressively towards ramp. They just don't have the smokes to be able to do that. So I think that's a focus for Fnatic to think about. It's a weakness for the Loud composition, and so far they haven't really been punished for that. I think you could see some really explosive fights around B main, or trap plays set up knowing that Loud are going to be in that area.
Talking about the exciting head-to-heads here, I think both these Raze players tend to pop off here on Split. Aspas had a really tough start to this tournament, but he has come out swinging in the playoffs, and you know, there's a guy who won a tournament playing only Raze, and it's none other than Durka.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into game. These teams have faced off twice this year already. It's only fitting that they meet here one last time. Kia Forum, give a warm welcome to your casters. It's Pansy and Hypok.
Thank you so much, Sue and the Des. Yes, I think the Des said it so well, but Mike, I have to reiterate, this is a clash of titans between these two. Heavyweight matchup here, pound for pound. Where is your mind going?
I mean, I do want to come back to something Mimi was just asking on this. I feel like Loud maybe actually have edges out on the veto.
Okay.
We look at maybe some recency bias.
Sure.
Loud absolutely rocked Paper X here on Split. They're starting on the attack. We know obviously that Fnatic have a lot of plans laid in place that have barely been demonstrated around this Cypher, but it's like a very quick start to pistol round here. The stun comes through. Aspas found the opening.
Chronicle was deleted instantly. Look at the pace of this. Fnatic bullied away from it so far. Boaster, Alpha, and Leo, the last alive, and Alpha was not in his traditional spot. Finds Aspas, the plant yet to go down, and Boaster taking back space. Now with the plant in, they've got 2 alive, and Quarantine's on 35 HP. Holding towards that CT side, where Fnatic are starting to gather. 1 flash to play with. This could be huge.
Quarantine taking close contact here with the Frenzy. Boaster's creeping onto the
The
angle.
timing.
Quarantine just gives it up.
He just turned away, but he looks back in time. Catches Boaster, gets the flash, trying to find out, buys a second or 2. Might note that Leo has played ahead of this now, but 2E's gonna be playing a little bit deeper with that Ghost. Still paranoid of the ramp. Alpha clears through, snaps back. Oh, 2E's! What a start for Loud!
What a way to open things up here on Split. Loud looking to take the fight to Fnatic. Off the rip, set the precedent very early in this first half. You noted it as well, Alpha traditionally over towards the A site. Here a different pistol setup. The execution is perfect from Loud. On the back of the Trailblazer here. Aspas the one to set things in motion, and 2E's to close out. Nice!
That felt like an assassination on the site there. So well crafted. Loud coming in with a game plan, executing it incredibly well. Now we look at what's coming to this round. Rifle with less. Oof.
Didn't actually do any damage there.
All right. Quarantine on the Bulldog, the rest. Oh, and a Bulldog as well for 2E. So, I mean, for Fnatic, they are bringing at least a couple of Sheriffs, but a massive stack towards B.
They're trying to set something up off the cam here. Spike not committed just yet. Trailblazer going to explore through mid here from Quarantine. Still won't figure out the heavy presence. Loud, as if they got a decent enough read here as Fnatic look to explore middle. Now, meanwhile, on the way towards the A site. We have to catch this ahead on Heaven.
Yeah, that high flash revealing that there is no one waiting, maybe behind screens, behind pillar. Looking for a burst potential here, though. Already, Aspas wants to be the gatekeeper here. Plant's going to come in. Feels a little bit of that pressure. There's a lot of players on this side by Heaven, so Aspas does need to be careful. He is the one with the big boy gun that really wants to be able to keep in hand here. If that falls through, maybe it could be a problem, but no, it's Sadak keeping them at distance. Fnatic unable to close that gap yet.
Yeah, that's so disconnected on this, waiting so late. 2E's fine Boaster as well. Sadak to Leo, Aspas onto Chronicle. It's all grabs here, unless Alpha can find anything. It's just Sadak.
Nice and clean work. That's 4. Left standing. Bulldogs remain. Vandal remains. Be happy with that. Sadak going down, not the end of the world. So, a pretty decent bonus here. Now, on the other side for Fnatic, of course, they'll have the full purchase. What are they going to do with it? Again, I do want to see how they test that Alpha setup, which has been notorious on Split.
Absolutely. You got to assume Loud, or at least Frod will have done the homework on this, had something put in place to address it. Well, less is actually a pivotal part of that. As if here on the bonus, Loud are going to prioritize mid.
Cautiously doing it. 3 players slipping a little closer here. This is Durka on a bit of a platter. No direct support, but maybe doesn't need it. Clean towards Aspas. And the pressure on the other side as well. Chronicle down to 10 though. That's a little more dangerous. You can see Quarantine wants in on that. Takes the space given. Just off the back of the headshot.
Cam's going to spot this out though. Again, I always look towards the clock and when that camera is removed and how quickly a decision is made on the back of it. This will spot out the second piece of utility here.
They're not drifting an additional player over though, Fnatic. And with that contact, they'll probably commit to having 3 players still around this, but you can see the timing being worked out very nicely here for Loud. They've actually maybe threaded the needle just a touch.
And even drawing the paranoia here is huge. Still find themselves an advantage here on the A side. They have to try and close the gap.
Got to try and make the cross. Alpha's respecting it enough to sit deep towards CT. Not going to be leaning forward, but Quarantine getting aggressive, and he's been rewarded. Chronicle's down, and they bring it back to a 4v4, and they should have a plant very soon.
Safe as well, tucked into the corner. Two players disconnected towards ramp. Les has been here all the while here. Too easy, found one though.
And the flash didn't catch. It set them into motion and it gives them that frag. Taking away Boaster, but Durka on a quick trade. Down again to a 3v3, but Les still has that rifle. Yes, Bulldog with Countseen, but still a chance here for Leo. Connects well, but the trade comes in. And Les has caught Durka. It's all on Alpha in a 1v2. This is traditionally his site. People don't get their way with it. They don't get to convert these bonuses. But Alpha creeping forward, going to isolate the first. Look to pop the ult as well. Time is ticking. He's got to make a move, and Les has him. Fnatic faltering in these early rounds. The desk highlighted it, and we're seeing it here.
Off to a flying start here to convert the bonus as well. Great progress towards some of these key ultimates, the Divide, the Seekers, the Rolling Thunder. Giving Loud lots of opportunities in the next couple of rounds, Lauren. Well, they even have to rely on them in the next. First example of Loud maybe trying to exploit this very deep, this loose hold on a site. Very reliant on the utility. And some key damage done. Typically, Chronicle would be there in a position to try and slow things down even further.
This feels like a very well-prepared map.
Oh.
Okay. Getting a little dangerous, but
Like
again, look at the buy. This is still not a pretty buy for Fnatic, so they can achieve anything with this. Could be quite impressive. Turret seeming to be a bit of a challenge, but they at least control the A side of the map.
Try again here. Located by the boombot, Sadak though. Secret's about this on the way in, tries to a little bit of damage onto Boaster. Able to slip away, no harm, no foul. 60 seconds left here. Just about. I don't
Alpha
think
noted.
that. Well, I would have got the voice line there at least.
So now do they pull a player over because Alpha normally is that talisman of that A site? I think they have to. Chronicle's now drifting away. They've got to respect that. Feeling a little vulnerable. But again, Fnatic still, these are all sheriffs. This is hard to land. 40 seconds, the Divide's on those key ultimates you noted now going to be invested. First frag found. Follow up, Fnatic! Finding three, leaving Les the last one alive. Spike now lost, the choke point. Taking the breath away from Loud. This would be a monumental task for Les. 4 players on the other side of that smoke. And one on the way. Alpha slowly but surely creeping around. Could be the Reaper. Les is tagged up, looking very vulnerable. Here he comes. Gonna spot him out and with 10 seconds. Toying with him here, 34 HP less. Ain't gonna be alive soon. It's just who finds it. Alpha is the one there. MasterCard, Thrifty, and a turn of the tides.
And a flawless no less for the Thrifty. For Fnatic to get on the board here on Split. Again, I think maybe noting Alpha here there. They feel like they're going to draw the rotation. Somebody's going to scramble to back him up. Because you've got to think, a blank canvas here. The read from now typically in the default on the defense, I guess, for them is 2 towards mid, 2 towards B, and Alpha kind of floating, playing off that utility. See if Fnatic are able to play that to their advantage as well.
Couple of big ults here, Mike. Showstopper with Durka. Rolling Thunder, Seekers, lots to play with. And Aspas feeling no resistance in middle.
But it is a little different on a site here.
Much different.
Again, in terms of expectations, you expect to see Chronicle in this position. Playing rotation here. Go to hold down the fort towards heaven. Boaster TPing up towards rafters. Loud just time and time again trying to probe, figure out where these traps are set up.
It feels like they're trying to cause that rotation, right? Kind of toy with expectations, pull the third player to the wrong side of the map, but now Loud looking to keep it a little bit more simplistic if they continue along this path. They have got the right read for now. The third player is on the way. The ult's going to come in. Stall comes out from the paranoia, but Aspas is away. Site control is theirs, and Fnatic should be respecting that, but Leo instantly punished. And Sadak looking for a fly on CT, does make it across unscathed, and the plant will be there. Are they going to try and retake this almost? Spike's down.
The off-shot comes through, will force him off default, but yeah, Fnatic moving very quickly here, Lauren.
Yeah, but look towards heaven, look towards Maelstrom. There is still going to be a thorn in the side. And maybe a rifle in the back. Alpha very cognizant of it, but up and over we go. Fnatic finding both players. Sadak and Let's go down, but Aspas given a second lease of life. How is he not checked on there? Boaster does trade it up, but Cowanty creeping closer in the smoke. Loud taking them away. A triple for Cowanty. securing the site, keeping that spike ticking safe. And 4 now posted on the board.
Fnatic do everything right on the way back in here. I love the amount of pressure, even as the spike's going down, the aftershock comes through. There's a couple of people pressuring towards CT. Fortunately, only amounts to 2 kills. Loud still comfortable in terms of how much they're able to disengage from sight. Draws out the showstopper as well. Durka will lose that going forwards. Now actually, Aspas one away from a showstopper of his own, 3 away from the lockdown as well. The next key ultimates that will be available for Loud.
Most need to get very proactive on this. Yeah, forced away. Didn't get the information he wanted off that, but maybe drawing a little bit of the utility.
That's not necessarily typical as well, sending out this utility almost on a roll of the dice at the start of a round to try and find a first blood.
Now we see a bit of more traditional, again, test towards A. It's going to be less constantly being that nuisance towards Alpha. He does have a support system in play, though. That is Karanzine there. So that kind of tells a bit of a bigger picture this time. It's not just one play, but look how far less he's getting. The camera's gone. He's got space to work. Noted Alpha towards CT. And Karanzine taking towards the side. The gold carpet's rolled out. They've got everything they want. Fnatic are going to be held here towards heaven unless they do something audacious, and they don't. Karanzine straight through the smoke. Punishes Chronicle. Plants coming in. They are absolutely unraveling Fnatic.
Yeah, now on the 4v5. Fnatic have to try and find a way back through. Paranoia used up. Chronicle's down, so there's no real utility to initiate this outside of Leo. 1 flash in hand.
Oh, but look at this angle for Aspas. Is Durka gone? Can he get away with his life? No, caught from the grave. Durka drags him back 3v3 now. Taking towards the site. Fnatic trying to creep closer. Pop flash. Push from Leo. Takes towards Pillar, but the timing's everything. Both trying to clear out. Couldn't turn in time. Fnatic break back through. Life in them yet. A near on immaculate start there for Loud to get towards the site, to get that spike down. But resilience now being shown.
And this one so comfortably favors Loud. In terms of the utility we see, in terms of Chronicle falling as well. Off the rip as well. I don't think he's actually invested anything ahead of when he's found inside the smoke.
Fnatic timeout. Can we get Minicam? Still not happy.
No.
They won the round, Mini, I promise you.
He's hitting the timeout button there.
Yeah, you can see he's like, no. I mean, this is the first... Okay, so let's go talk win conditions against Fnatic on this map and the protocol list that we often talk about.
Well, just quickly to come back to that is what I noted at the start of that round. You don't often see Fnatic rolling the dice in terms of random investments of utility to Paranoia out through B main to try and actively take an engagement. Usually it's all to slow down. It's on the back of the opposing team basically finding contact somewhere. And traditionally, in terms of the indications, Leo's not flashing over towards A. You got to expect that towards mid. You have to expect something maybe set in motion elsewhere. But that's a little bit concerning. Like I said, there's a few rounds here where we've had the example of Loud coming forward, actively dealing with the spike cam in heaven and weakening that, I guess, the mid-round possibilities that Fnatic rely on so heavily.
And I love the way that they're kind of like, not just doing it as this kind of like one-sided approach. It's not this singular, you know,
no, it's all encompassing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's really nice to see. Loud have come into this extremely well prepared, or at least diligent of what to expect against Fnatic on this map. And again, with Loud, it was, is this the return to form? Obviously, they look fantastic here, but you can't ignore what happened in Tokyo, right? That was something that was carved into our minds. 0-2 out instantly. Very surprising. But now this is much better. But the finances were certainly not stable. Look at the state of what Loud are left with.
Suffering a little bit, but a bit of a pace change here. Aspas does have the showstopper, but a stinger in hand as well.
And this is an instantaneous denial, and maybe a little overcooked there from Leo. Uncharacteristic from him. As Durka now forced to pick up a little bit of those pieces. Spike is down, so he's going to be trying to be a little bit more proactive on this.
Heartbreaking for Aspas as well. I think his paint shell bounces off Leo's face back into mail. Chronicle elsewhere will find Karanzine. Maybe sure how he's got to that position.
Now, the one thing that I am noting is that Tui's had... Okay, Alpha's just turned around. Yeah. I started to get a little bit nervous. I mean, he's only got a ghost, yes, but... Alpha's
45
angle,
HP.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Nice reposition and a good heads-up bit of work there, just making sure that no one could slip through B main unless was trying to kind of trail this pathway. The 1v4 is incredibly difficult, especially with the double face. Fnatic. Getting up to 3 now, getting closer on the score.
There's also, as we did talk about, Showstopper, Lockdown, Rolling Thunder even on the cards for Sadak as well, only 2 away from that. And Seeker's already back.
This goes here.
Karanzin's back pocket. So opportunities are plenty here for Loud. On the side of things, I mean, Chronicle being the next one up, that's key for them. 2 away from the Rolling Thunder. Again, I think at this point now, things may actually start to slow down a bit. Loud are going to stick to this default. I also see something else slowing down, and that's the clock.
That's actually a joke. How is it always when we're casting? Tech pause. All right, folks.
We're not doing the bingo card today, are we?
Well, I don't know how desperate the desk is for content yet. The bingo card could roll out. I'm seeing Mimi look very excited by the prospect. Not sure what's going on here. Hopefully we get a little update for you guys, but clearly not ideal. But let's kind of recap what we've seen so far. So sitting at 3-4, I mean, being very honest about this, the desk kind of highlighted that there has been a dip in certain areas of Fnatic's game plan, right? Coming into this, the pistols, the bonuses, all of this sort of stuff.
Sure, and we didn't touch on this ahead of map 1 starting, but one of the interesting things for me as well, we think about the comfort in terms of not really changing comms, not really being tested, and obviously the way that Fnatic spoke about themselves as a team after the Liquid loss in the finals. It is a bit of a concern to see maybe Fnatic come back and have to play against a team that they have lost against here at Champs and be forced into a position to maybe adapt in some ways. I think Loud is a perfect example of a team that they don't come in light-fisted, put it that way.
They do not. And just in case you are wondering, and I think you might have caught a glimpse of it there, I think Chronicle's monitor is having an issue or two. So I think they're going to try and fix that up for us as soon as possible, so thank you for your patience. I also, production told me it'll be fixed in like 20 seconds, so don't worry about it. I may have added that on.
I don't want to be the pessimist.
Right. Tell me how you feel, Michael.
Well, I'm pretty sure I heard the spawn barrier drop, so the round started, but we'll park that one for the time being. I don't want to talk about that.
No. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Oh, I didn't expect to fill on this game.
No?
No. I was lulled into a false sense of security that...
We've had too good a run.
Exactly.
In LA, though.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I knew it was like on the other side. But let's kind of talk veto then. Let's go bigger picture, because we've discussed what we've had so far, which is quite a close-up view of this matchup instantaneously. But then, again, talking about Split, we've kind of covered what we're looking for and what we're looking out for, and I think it's played quite well to our tune. However, shifting that into Ascent then, Michael.
Well, hang on. If I can just come back to Split.
Please, go ahead.
I want to come back to something that obviously Mini's spoken heavily about. It's like, oh yeah, we've got away with murder. We've not been tested, and
sure.
That's why, potentially why he looks so frustrated in some rounds. It's like, against a team that does their homework and punishes you for these mistakes, it's unacceptable. Those are the things that just will not slip. And if this is now the moment where a team has finally come up with a plan to address the way that Fnatic play here on the defense, then this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. You come back into a game playing against somebody you've already conceded a series loss to here.
Very true.
Split aside, then actually how well versed are some of these adjustments?
I don't know how many times they've had to test run them, right? It's kind of walking a little into the unknown, because not many teams have been able to force them to this. Yes.
Well, last time we saw Fnatic on Split, they were getting a little more proactive on defense.
Yes, they were.
We saw them actively clearing 3-man down ramp. You see the Trailblazers that set things in motion. Alpha and Chronicle actually taking the space away from that lurk on the extremity, but
it's all theory.
It is, yeah.
It's all theory. We're waiting for the actionable side of things.
There's a hint of that with the paranoia play.
Yeah, Boast are getting a bit more.
They're happy to kind of show their hand early on. Whereas previously, it's like, it's a big question mark.
Yeah.
Where is the trap play set up?
And historically, this is a good map, I guess you could say. There are very few losses, and the only one really is to Loud, obviously. A couple of close games, though. Yes, rolling mine back to the kind of best of fives. We were looking, head-to-head with EG. Yes, EG got double digits, but they didn't convert. Again, Fnatic do have depth to this. But yes, I think you highlighted it well. We haven't seen the actionable, tangible proof of those adaptations.
I mean, the other one is that, yes, it's a much looser narrative to lean on, but
sure.
We see Fnatic test it, right? Forced to dig a little deeper, forced to make something out of some of these timeouts, forced to maybe turn a page or two in the playbook and bring something out. And I guess in terms of adaptation, That's where Loud kind of thrive. They have the firepower here to actually lean into that sort of play style.
And I think it's very easy to almost overestimate recency bias with Loud. Even just outside this event, you look at Tokyo and you're like, oh, okay, well 0-2, that wasn't great. You know, they started a little bit more shaky here. They were part of El Clasico for a while. I mean, they are heavyweights in their own right. They're one of the teams that are certainly put up there. So when you see them starting to hit that confidence, hit that form again, they do become a side that can absolutely best Fnatic on the right day. Now, obviously in the bigger games, right, we're talking grand finals, you're talking about mostly Fnatic having their number in that. But they were the team that forced them down to this predicament, and I do believe we're jumping back into game. So thank you for your patience. Let's get back into this one. 3-4. Loud on the attack here, Fnatic on the defense. What have they worked out?
We did know just before the pause, some key ultimates now available for Loud. The Showstopper, the Seekers, and the Lockdown. Early investment here. Sadak at the fault line, nothing on the other end of it, but we'll get 2Es onto a deeper angle.
Concealment. I want to see if Loud maybe start testing that fact-finding that Fnatic want to start getting into. It looks much different now, though. Boast are singing up towards heaven. It's actually Durka and Leo towards that site.
We're seeing Chronicle drift away from this position event much earlier.
But I wonder what the signifier is as well for them.
Exactly.
Because there's not been much shown, really. I don't know if it's a lack of certain utility, a lack of presence at a certain time point, but they are reading it correctly. Lockdown's there, Pain Shell posted, forced away. Seeker's going to come out as well. This is a lot going into this round.
I don't think the Aftershock or the Pain Shell's going to do enough damage.
No, did Durka! Oh, he still tried to do everything! He tried to do it, but he's so vulnerable! Just caught up, hands tied, and a 4v3. Sights under control. Aspas actually diving a little bit deeper. Full CT control here. So their eyes have to drift towards heaven. They have to be paranoid about this one, surely. One's going to come down. Cowan's in position late could be critical, could be essential. But does this retake even get started here? Not really. Les denies the first prong of approach, and Aspas on the follow-up. It's all on Alpha, and I think he knows his days are numbered. He's drifting away.
1v4, able to get his way back into heaven here. Cowanzine going to be the first, but
beautiful.
Will fall at the first hurdle. And the smallest of details, Les putting the Lockdown on top of the crates there in B main. The Pain Shell doesn't fully connect. The Aftershock can't follow through. You see it becomes a little bit chaotic there. I think Fnatic fully convinced that the Lockdown was going to be removed.
Well, Durka stuck around, and it was like, well, it's sticking, so I got to try and play ahead. Fortunately, he did get one, but that was about it. Round not theirs. Breaking that 2 in a row that Fnatic started to build back on. Still enough money. And the aggression being implemented again, the flash. Would come in. Boast has got himself the angle that, oh dear, this could be dangerous.
He's stuck in the gravity well as well.
The paranoia though, the paranoia slowed it down. That's perfect, but how long can Boaster last here? How is he standing? Durka and Leo, the perfect supports for him. And now Cowanzine and Les, they are so far away from this.
Be spotted on the camp straight away here. Alpha relayed that information. Still has Chronicle by his side. Spike not necessarily noted here. Cowanzine going to have a chance to retain it, but Les has to find something in this lurk. 60 seconds left on the clock now.
He's got to sell him. They're playing so safe. Look how deep they are sound, this Fnatic.
I mean, one kill will draw everybody this side.
They're nearly there.
Yeah. So a little bit of a question mark still towards B Heaven from Durka and Leo.
He saw him. He absolutely saw Chronicle. All the timing, though. Chronicle's going to get away. But again, they're selling the idea, right? The concept that they're in this position, and actually you're seeing the adjustment now. Cowanzine coming up towards heaven. They feel as though maybe they've got the cross here. But Les, the angle, the flash. How is he alive on this? They're so tentative, so scared to find this fight. But Alpha punished on the cross. Caught as Cowanzine gives himself a chance for the plant. 2v3 now. Does he lose his life for this? No. Gets away standing.
Let's go, another one.
Durka. This could be a 2v4. No way! Les catches out Loud. It's so individual from Fnatic. Faltering here. That's Chronicle towards the site. This guy, truly renowned for his capability, but flashed up, forced down! Loud! Miracle work!
What an absolute fumble by Fnatic, though.
A 2v4.
Loud pulling off what feels like an impossibility versus a team like Fnatic.
Shouldn't
I
be
mean,
happening.
it starts off unorthodox as well. Fnatic getting hyper-aggressive into B main.
Yes.
Nearly punished with the response and utility.
But there were individual fights, Mike. That's what baffles me. You don't
Never
see
see that.
You
Never.
do not see it. And credit to Loud for dividing and conquering, yes, but still, you got to be looking at that from a really clean perspective, that was a mistake from Fnatic there, but credit to Loud for capitalizing on that.
Absolutely.
Beautiful work from them. Flash, no follow-up. Loud back into this, just stretching that lead away now.
Players will come through, like Cow and Zine here. Look at the intent here from Fnatic. 2 invents, 2 in heaven. Same sort of thing. Loud this time are on the other side of this. Now they've had a little bit of freedom in mid here.
They have. We've been seeing Aspas take that space, kind of working off the back of it. This time we're seeing a real pop. Oh dear. Durka sends them scurrying, but it's Leo to actually find Cowanzine. So Loud now halted this time around. Look at the chip damage on Less. Suffering from this, no heal to be had. This is much better, herding Loud around the map now. Fully prepared for that follow-up, and with Less so low, this is a very difficult round.
Let's try and find something on the paranoia here. Got the TP behind the aftershock being invested here, but maybe noted. He's tagged up down to 52 already.
Be a shot in the dark or whatever you want. Oh, you don't want to fall at this point. And they're readdressing middle. They've drawn all the eyes towards B main, right? Smoke's gone in, so Fnatic can either assume they're behind it or, you know, hope that they're somewhere else. And for now, you can see that Loud are looking at other options. A spike is in Sadak's hand, though. So where do they take this? They're trying to toy with that A expectation, but you know you're not going to pull out for away from this or anyone over while that cam is still in play. They have limited options, and I think they've realized it with 8 seconds. They're going to be keeping hold of these weapons here, but finally Fnatic starting to find a little bit of rhythm with this one.
Absolutely, and this could potentially be the second layer. This is where Alpha's setup will shine. An early advantage created, slowing down the round for Loud and forcing them to start exploring the map slowly, contacting in, clearing space for themselves.
But I want to see layers as well coming out from Loud, right? Is there going to be a timeout now? Because this could be that next step, right? Fnatic have shown their next hand. They've gone, right, okay, we're being pushed around the map in this sort of manner. Okay, cool. We're going to now have to find a way to identify this from what we've just learned in that previous round and come up with a plan. And it looks like that is indeed the case. Loud pumping the brakes now. Slowing things down. A couple of ults to play with as well, and they're only 2 off from the Seekers, so they've got a couple of key pieces ready to go.
Definitely do have tools to work with. The other side of things, Fnatic, one away from the Seekers themselves, Rolling Thunder in hand here, but I think already seeing some examples of Fnatic maybe feeling like they need to change some small parts of their split play here on defense. But I mean, for Loud, in terms of this half, you want them to just poke that. They've already, in my eyes...
They've done well enough.
Yeah, ticking the box. They've got 6 on the board.
And I've got to say, I also really enjoy the fact that as soon as we saw that adjustment from Fnatic, instantaneous timeout. It's such heads-up work from Loud, and especially from Frod as well, kind of backlining this, just watching over. And as soon as that adjustment came in, time to address it. Time to not let this slip away. Do not let them build back. Keep this one going for Loud. 6 already is very respectable. It's near on job done, but still a couple more rounds to be had, and they want as many as they can get. You can never underestimate Fnatic. With 4 rounds to their name, though, try to clutch on to what they can.
Not expecting too much of a switch up here from Loud. See what looks pretty similar to the same default we've seen. Although maybe Cow and Zine now to solo explore mid.
Well, I'm just kind of interested if they start trying to exploit the extremity, or does Fnatic read that that's the traditional counter? You stack middle, okay, well, we're going to pressure one of the, the extremities on this map, be it A, be it B main. It is only 3 players dedicated towards middle this time. Previously, it was 4. Not seeing the camera invested early either by Alpha, so aware of their goal potentially to find that. Now he's going to go for it.
Doesn't necessarily garner the same value, though. Definitely limits the options for Chronicle's utility to be set in motion by the info off that. And they're actually grouping outside A here. Rolling Thunder to pave the way.
This seems like the, I guess, the most ideal read. How is Alpha alive in this? He's just about shown that he is on site by Pillar. And he's actually swung it, punishing Less, adjusting to Aspas, but he can't do any more. Ult just coming through. Information free-flowing. They've got to know they are all here. Plants now down. Loud get aggressive. Considering it, looking towards CT, there's 3 players here. Durka drawing the fire. Smoke goes in. Fnatic readying themselves. Paranoia posted. They got to work off the back of this. Slowly creeping out. Leo first. Leo falls first. Great trade from Chronicle, but the kills down to the 1v1. Sanak and Booster. The great IGLs, and it's Sanak! Taking Loud up to 7. Reading them so well and leading by example.
And a beautiful execution here. There's almost nothing shown across the map here by Loud to Fnatic. And just an immediate explosion onto A site here to look to overwhelm Alpha, who still goes down swinging, got 2.
Yep.
For his troubles. Talk about already getting 6 being a win for Loud in the first half. They're looking to stretch their legs a little bit. A broken purchase here, and Fnatic getting proactive.
Yeah, but this time it's in middle. How long does Aspas wait? We've seen the pace being slowed down a bit, but this flash has caught him. Oh, he's still got Durka. The Paranoia a little disconnected and a little late, and he's fallen away. They're trying to triple down, double down. The Seeker's coming out. They're putting everything towards this, but they ain't winning. 2, he's going to find Chronicle. It's on Boaster, Alpha, and Leo, and they are just scattered across this map.
It's another example, Fnatic trying to get aggressive here, trying to actively take an opening engagement. Plant will come through. Look how disconnected Cowan Zine is right now. He's playing in the cut right now to try and find the rotation. He's going to hear the steps. He's noted Alpha.
So behind the wire on this. Playing so patiently. But Leo's looking. But how long does he wait? Yeah. Just gives it a quick glance. This is... Oh,
he's re-ticking!
Leo!
What?
That's the quality of a player right there. Still so diligent. And now look at what we've got here. A very deep off-site post-plant. Smoke's in the way. They've been forced to burn some of that utility. Forced to fight now. Post is still good for 1. Quick on the trade. Leo's still alive. How much can one man do? 2, the position is everything.
Leo knows.
He can't do anything about it. It's all but over. Loud. 8 rounds is exceptional.
Blindsiding Fnatic here. In the opening half of Split. It's been a long time since we've had to say that, Lauren. We've credited Fnatic time and time again for their approach. And Loud showing a couple of different looks here. Showing that they've definitely done their homework as well.
Absolutely prepared for this. This is everything we wanted to be seeing. And I wonder what Sideshow has for us.
Thank you very much. So I wanted to take you through the pistol round and round 3 again and just go into it instantly. The pistol round started out, Aspas goes in super deep and Loud clean it up. And the reason why I think this is so crucial, it's the same problem that Fnatic ran into last time they played against Loud in that upper bracket. They allowed Loud to be able to set the tempo right from the start, winning pistols, winning bonuses. So I'm going to skip through this a little bit of the pistol round as it all got cleaned up and show you about this excellent idea they had heading into the bonus round. So you see here that Aspas falls, and this puts Loud in a 4v5 with bad weaponry, and yet they're still able to take advantage. How do they do it? Cowan Zine finds this opening jumping past the aftershock, and at this moment, they take a little pause, and I'll pull things up on the minimap for you here. They're going to try and take out this camera very early and push Les deep into A. Now, we saw them do this constantly on rifle rounds as well, because they realized the Fnatic are not playing aggressively towards ramp. Les has so much space here to get in, figure out where every part of the setup is, and you see crucially on the other side of the map as well that Tui's is applying pressure into B. They have a bit of a fake pressure towards B heaven as well. This is going to pull 3 players on the defensive side towards the opposite side of the map, and they can cruise to an easy A site hit, absolutely finessing their way around the defensive rotations. It's beautifully called by Sadak, and overall, being able to find the holes and weaknesses in Fnatic's defense is credit to them to begin with. But for it to work instantly on a pistol and bonus puts Fnatic in these rough situations where the ult economy ends up being stacked against them as well, deeper into the rifle rounds. I think this is a massive problem for Fnatic right now. Again, considering that they are 3 out of 11 in their pistol rounds against top 6 teams. That's a problem. That's something that they're going to need to fix heading forwards into the second half. So I'll send things back over to Pansy and Hyde Park.
Thank you much, Des, for filling that lovely amount of time. Hopefully no more issues. The crowd's getting hyped up a little.
Yeah, there's well, I
They're
mean,
back in, well, the Loud fans.
yeah, a tall order here to bring things back in the second, but it definitely starts with a pistol. Josh was hitting on this in terms of the win rate overall, of, actually against some of the teams in the later stage of this tournament now. They needed one before. Extremely crucial too. He's actually cool on the jump peak there.
There.
Fnatic not following through though.
No, so drifting away. The test on the other side of the map as well, so Alpha gonna be probably not noted, but kept in mind. Loud getting pretty mobile around the map. Drifting another player over towards B, but we can see the Fnatic are looking towards that vent. And on the other side, Townsend, Frenzy, perfect place for it. He spotted a pixel, he knows it. He's seen enough here, drifts away. Flash is there, he goes back in, set into motion, turns, couldn't get it, but he isn't alone! Loud fight together! And another potential fumble of a pistol for Fnatic. Just spotted slightly in the spike in a disastrous position.
Almost unrecoverable here. 40 seconds left to work with for Boaster and Alpha, but this is going to require a miracle to get round 13 on the board in their favor. And I want to see it. Loud actually willing to give up this space now. Boaster dealt with though. Alpha, Ghost in hand, 1v4 required.
Show me what you got, Wonder Kid. Not an easy task, but he's got the spike. One small benefit to this. He's got 15 seconds and not many options. Looking for the first way forward. He's been found. Loud crushing Fnatic on that second half.
Knocking on the door of double digits now. Very confident start as well to the second half to have such a zero hesitation in executing this trap here. Cowanzine plays the timing perfectly. And Aspas to come through and secure that position, secure the spike. You see the frustration starting to show a little bit now. Sheriffs in hand for a few of the Fnatic players. Definitely some opportunities here in round 14.
Got to say, at the start of the day, walking out to the stage, Frod looked mean. He looked absolutely drilled in.
They're pissed.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about vengeance, yes. Jesus. That was a shot. Talk about vengeance. Yes, they put Fnatic down to that lower side, but still, to be able to deny them the triple would be everything after that Brazilian final. But now, oh bloody hell, Les, come off it! What is that?
One enemy remaining.
It's just Boaster. I mean, what are you meant to do?
Cover going out.
Sadak's low HP?
A chance to do some damage maybe, but he was the only one that did bring a classic in here. So the range going to be a concern for him, and staring down a Phantom and two Spectres. Loud wisely playing distance on this one. 30 seconds left on the clock.
30 seconds left.
And it should be a formality here, really. Any damage would be very impressive, and it is! 20 seconds now. And the 1v2, the factor that Sadak is the one still alive on 19 HP. The timing! Sadak spots him just before the smoke blooms. And no more naughtiness for Boaster, as it's 10 for Loud. Yes,
gets away
costly.
Gets away with murder. A classic kill onto Aspas. Les looking so clean here with the Ghost.
Oh.
He's fine with the investment you saw. Now going to be pretty happy that they retain a Bulldog and a Phantom coming out of that. The double digits on the board, Fnatic have to answer back now. You see the concern being Loud converted the bonus in the first half.
Loud on a stack, getting aggressive off the back too. Taking full B main control. Ult being worked towards for Aspas and contact for Les. He does have a Vandal, so Les can hold his ground somewhat, but the pacing of this, they are already
Big info.
taken towards site. He can catch the cross for a second there, but he's going to decide against it. Sit safe, wait for the support.
20 seconds left on Sadak's fault line here. Got some other utility to work with, but that being the key component here towards a retake. Unless you can find a stun here. As he comes through, Sadak, he's found one with the aftershock.
How has Sadak done that? It's Durka going down, but Alpha holds, stands. Loud though, breaking in! How is this happening again? Disaster about to strike. Boaster has to fall, and Loud. Yeah, Sadak knows it. That one is golden. 11 rounds now. Fnatic held on 4.
Back-to-back bonus conversions. Absolutely ridiculous from Loud. And the combo here, the gravity well.
Beautiful.
The Trailblazer to come through as well. What is... That third kill from Sadak is ridiculous. He knows it as well.
Yeah.
11 on the board. Fnatic will reinvest here. But it's far from perfect, Lauren.
And now
Guardian, 2 Bulldogs to round out this purchase.
We talk bigger picture that we'll lean on later, but the fact that Loud are going to be confident, they've had the read. They found what was the cure to Fnatic, basically, with 11 rounds to their name. This is magnificent from them. Tui's now knows pressure his way. Dirk is in, and he's got an opportunity. He takes it. Tui's down, and the side is theirs. Need to secure this, though, and need to get that plant.
Need something else from Durka, though, especially if they decide to try and contest, but they don't. They allow the spike to be planted. A decent util once again. County nearly caught off guard. What? Durka down to 5 HP.
How is he still breathing? Keep in mind, Alpha is slowly creeping middle, but his counterpart, Les, might just catch him. He does! Red again, but Fnatic are on the side. They have the numbers, but Sadak's just taking out Durka. 3v3. Oh, it's coming in. Boaster denies Sadak. Flying in, though. It's Aspas. Trade there for Les, and the 1v1 Les! Decimating Fnatic! 12 now! And only 1 away from taking map 1.
Like Loud are barely missing a beat right now. Another flawlessly executed retake here. This is just beautiful to watch back. And the kill, as soon as the kill comes through from Sadak, I was about to mention at the start of that round how many ultimates were on the brink.
Real close.
The one kill that puts the Rolling Thunder on the cards. And that swings it back in their favor. Ultimates here now for Fnatic. Some opportunities, sure, but Loud on map point right now, Lauren.
They need more than opportunities. They might need miracles. Not activating here on map 1, and this was their pick. Les instantly chased down Durka, couldn't quite get there in time. But oh my God, Les! What is this guy on today? This is his domain. You don't want to walk that way at all. But they've got the first again, and above a minute.
Plenty of time for Loud to drift away, force Fnatic's hand. Boaster going to try and find something in the lurk here, but they got proactive. Loud are there exploring elsewhere on the map already. The opportunities, the options starting to be limited here for Fnatic as they drift over towards B main.
There's still 3 here.
Yeah, Alpha's disconnected here, going to try and make a late playthrough mid.
But I feel that Les has had his number.
Yeah.
So they've got to try and make it work pretty much against the odds, maybe depending a little on those Seekers. Tui's still with Kit, gonna stall out time, 40 seconds now, who can close the gap, who can get in? It's Boaster, taking down Tui's, but the trade comes in, and the cross is held. Again, there are problems here, forced away. Fnatic should have the site, but do they get the plant? Oh, Sadak's called out for this is problems. This is big problems now, they're trying to play as a pack. The last 2 of them alive, Chronicle and Leo against the 4.
The lockdown comes through as well.
God, insult to injury. So Chronicle, a quiet game from him thus far, now needs to be above and beyond, and he's already dead. It's all on Leo, and he's fallen. Loud, claim map 1. Pushing Fnatic further away from that triple, but it ain't over yet. Ascent will be up next.
13-4, Absolute domination from Loud here. Didn't miss a beat in the second half. It's back-to-back series now where Fnatic are conceding the opening map here, Lauren. Their map pick.
Welcome back, everybody. I've got Mimi, Saisho, and Bren here with me at the half. You guys made a point to talk about how important that pistol is going to be, especially for Fnatic. But Bren, in the end, Loud, they take another pistol. They look so good, and they managed to then close it out from there.
Yeah, and like what Frod was saying as well, a lot of time's been spent on the preparation. At a prior matchup, not this one itself, I was shocked when he told me they had been VOD reviewing for like 4 hours, 5 hours leading up into a match as well. These guys are putting in the work in terms of the homework of trying to learn people's tendencies, any opponent they're up against. I think that's just showcased for how dominant they are in those first 3 rounds in every half. It's so important for them to get a hot start and keep it going with just the momentum.
Yeah, I think they've done an enormous job of prepping for these games. And remember that this is a team that knows what it takes to win champions. They've done it before. They know the level of preparation and work that they have to put in.
And what it took back then was honestly the same here. Great preparation, starting half strong with pistols and bonuses. It has a lot of the same makings here for Loud. And for Fnatic, it never really felt like there was a moment where they truly got into that game. It starts with the bad starts, and then Loud runs with that momentum. In the attack half, a great job of shutting down Alpha Year's util and playing into their mid-rounding. And in the second half as well, it was excellent retakes that pulled things home for Loud.
Yeah, it felt like after that 4v2, when they lost the 4v2, everything just went downhill from there. But let's take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment, and this goes to Loud for their fantastic retakes I showed here in round 16.
It's so good. I mean, Les is ready for the lurk from Alpha Year. Aspas is double blast packing in, same as he did on round 1 and continued to do. They win a 2v3 out, and at the end, I think you can see the confidence difference there.
Oh, yeah.
Because Les is hungry to take a fight, and Boaster's trying to play the time and set himself up. And I think that that also is one of the big reasons why Loud keeps getting the advantage over Fnatic, is that they are opportunistic. They have that killer instinct, and Fnatic are constantly trying to take the smarter fights and stop the aggression by just backing off. That's not working.
You're seeing this as well in the statistics. I mean, I think it was 3 out of 9 in terms of the first kill advantages for Fnatic. And they didn't convert it. So it's like 9 rounds total that they had the first kill, weren't able to convert it 6 rounds out of those 9. A huge deficit. They're just not getting it going once they get that first kill. And it comes down to the confidence, right? When you're not seeing them take the fights together as well. It's like they have just this mental block for this first map. We saw it versus DRX, the exact same instance. They got to get it going at this point now. There's really no second chances.
I think what is so strange is about how consistent it is that this is happening to Fnatic. It always feels like they come in with a good game plan, and as soon as that crumbles in a first map or something like that, they really struggle to come up with the idea that, hey, we're going to need to make plays, we're going to need to take a risk. They're a super team. They have literally 4 out of the 5 best players from their region. Some would say best in the world on this one. They have the firepower to play the way that Loud was, but it always seems like they need to take that first knock, need to go down in a map, and then they open up those plays and rely on it to come back. But it feels really, really dangerous to have to do that consistently in this lower bracket run with every single game being elimination.
And to be honest, Fnatic have been good for it so far, right?
True.
But how many times can you be an inch away from death and yet escape through the virtue of being able to recover and have those big performances? If Fnatic want to win this, they now have to beat Loud on Ascent and Haven, 2 ridiculously strong maps for the Brazilian side. It just feels like too much. I feel like Sadak has called a beautiful game so far. If they have similar ideas for map 2 and 3, they're going to be good.
Yeah, well, let's send it down and hear what Mini had to say ahead of this all-important map 2.
Thank you so much, Shinsu. Mini, we want to cut right to the chase here. You guys have already played Loud on Ascent. It was 11-13. It went their favor earlier in the tournament. Given what is at stake, what needs to change heading into this map?
Try not to lose both pistols in the first bonus, like last game and that map. And then just stop playing so scared. Like, we're playing 4v2s and sitting in spawn, not talking to each other and shit. Like, I'm really annoyed. Like, I'm really angry about that game. Luckily, the fire is in Jake right now. He's out there giving speeches and stuff. But I'm kind of mad dad right now. Like, I'm not happy about how we did that at all. That was really bad.
Well, hopefully we go to a third map and we'll see how everything plays out. Thanks again, man. Best of luck to you. Back to you guys on the desk.
Honestly, I think completely justified this time around for Mini. You can see the rage and how much they want it. And also, it's good that they've identified what went wrong. They know what they have to do.
I mean, you can see the frustration because he's saying the same thing we are. Hey, this is the same thing as last time. We're losing pistols. We're losing bonuses. We're not having the confidence that we should have for the caliber of players on the team. And I hope Boaster's speech is good because they're going to have to rally back again, like you were mentioning, Josh, on 2 fantastic maps for Loud, starting on Ascent, where we saw Fnatic falter last time.
Yes, and Fnatic specifically faltered again on Ascent by losing pistols and bonuses. That was they were actually
broken records at this
point.
Yeah,
it is, but they were winning gun rounds the last time these 2 teams played Ascent, so that wasn't the big issue. But I'm concerned a little bit in the way that Mini's phrasing that of just don't win the pistols, because pistol and bonus rounds are often about the read you have on your opponents, the prep that you've got going into it. Is your idea good? And yeah, they can be a little random as well, and that's one of the things that people talk about, the pros discuss a lot with pistols and how important they are, but a lot of it comes down to how good you're calling them and how good the plans are. And if that's not there, no roster in the world is going to be able to recover it.
Well, as you guys can see here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select, no changes from either side, but also, Bren, DRX, they fell after taking map 1 in the dominant fashion. We don't expect Loud to do that, though. They have the experience.
I think Loud have the experience. They've also got that, the veteran presence on behind them. They're not going to really falter. It's up to Fnatic now to pick up the pieces here. And one of the most exciting matchups I'm looking at right here, right now, Durka versus Aspas, the Jet head-to-head. It was fantastic last time these 2 teams clashed. I want to see that again as well. Pick it all the way back, bring it all the way. I want the best match that we possibly can get. Listen, I'm going to be a bit biased for Fnatic in this instance.
Yeah, I also think that if Fnatic end up losing pistol and bonus, Durka's not even going to have funds to get an op online.
Yeah.
And so that's really crucial.
Defense
they need to start well on defense side. By winning that pistol, they're favored in terms of the sides, but it doesn't really mean much once it comes to having a good idea on the pistol rounds.
And for this attacking side of Loud, a lot of me is looking at Cowan-Scene. He was so good last time these 2 teams played, and on the silver roll, he's always perfectly in sync with Aspas, setting this team up for not only those executes, but timing his util really well in the mid-round.
Well, Fnatic, they're staring down the brink of elimination here at Champions. Let's send it back to your casters, Pansy and Hypok, and see if they can take it to a map 3.
And I'm a little nervous, Mike. I'm a little scared. This map has never sat comfortably for Fnatic. This, in my mind, starts leaning to Loud, potentially in a 2-0 now.
Absolutely. I was talking about this, Vito, almost feeling like giving Loud the edge. That was before we saw a 13-4 demolition on Split.
Yes.
So now I'm very concerned. I mean, some of the questions, I guess for me, yes, Loud. Are they going to make the same mistakes that DRX did in terms of showing something very different in map 1 and slowing things down in map 2? Absolutely not. And I think Fraud makes that very apparent from how well they've prepared for this and how much time and effort they've actually put into adjusting their game plan, making it bespoke towards their opponents.
And now, Fnatic need to turn around these atrocious pistols. Mini noting it, the desk highlighting it.
Setting this flash up here towards market potentially. Inside it, but space cleared here very quickly by Aspas.
Yeah, Leo's position will be noted off the back of that, but Aspas just going to hold space for now. Does cause problems for rotations, but no one really playing into the space taken away.
Nobody actively holding this angle though. He could. Yeah, potentially peek onto Durka.
Is there anyone on stairs? No, it's a CT
Chronicle,
hold.
I mean, yeah, look at where Chronicle's looking.
Maybe feeling that mid's vulnerable, that could be the next step here. Loud looking to maybe punish that response. But Fnatic are trying to dig in, right? They're going to go for a little bit of a B split. 3 players here, though, and a pixel noted. Oh, Aspas! Backhands Durka! Good trade for Chronicles straight through the smoke, but still, now it's puts the pressure towards the site itself. You're looking at Leo, you're looking at maybe some chip damage on the cross. Loud are already in, though. They're already on the site, but Leo holding firm. That's going to be 1, no second. Zadak on the trade, Counting holding the cross. Oh, and the follow-up too! Chronicles on 11 HP, and he's got 2 to find! It ain't happening!
Another pistol in the bank for Loud. Biding their time in market there. Things set in motion. Stark contrast to what we saw on map 1 though from Fnatic. Not looking to overstep the mark. Mini's frustration from map 1 at least demonstrated here. I'm curious about it because this is the concerning half, right? If Fnatic are going to give away a few here and there on their defense. It does make it harder.
How clean can Loud make this round as well? Up against a Marshall, Ghost, Classics, and a Sheriff, it looks like, for them. 2 rifles out as well, Les and Aspas on that. Bulldogs to supplement. And it looks like a very simplistic A-take, which is absolutely perfect. Unless Durka decides to get a little aggressive. Tries it, doesn't get it. Gonna have the door shut on him, maybe. I mean, at that point, he was already dead. But now the plant's gonna come down as Loud, looking to solidify this scoreline, potentially getting 2.
Really difficult to fight their way back in here. The Ghost, the Sheriff, a scope in hand for Chronicle. Got a 4v5, no less.
Don't have a flank, don't have much to draw the eyes away. Fnatic being given nothing.
Chance here with things in pretty late to maybe do some damage on the way out, but
not gonna let it. Loud, fine form here. Crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. 0 opportunities. As I think Alpha and Leo will be left to rot. As Loud, I asked how clean it was gonna be. Absolutely immaculate.
The Prime Gaming flawless here in round 2. Leo and Alpha will give it up to the Spike. Looking to continue that momentum from map 1 here on Ascent. Need a response here from Fnatic in round 3 to right the wrongs from Split.
But look at the buy from Loud, it's certainly not lacking. You still have the 2 rifles fully decked out, good to go. You got the Bulldogs in there, and yeah, I mean, Sadak's got LSMG, but it's not the end of the world. This is still not a pretty buy for Fnatic. They're not going to be feeling comfortable. Barely warming into this. Only Chronicle claiming 2, Leo getting 1.
Maybe some mid-aggression set up here. 3 members of Fnatic tucked into pizza right now.
Oh my god, if that Aldron gets close enough. Shouldn't. It does. They can swing it. Trying to catch Aspas. Gonna do chip damage, yes, but not be able to claim their prize. Oh god, Leo taking a battering there, and he's not landing the shot. County outdoes him, and there's problems already. This is a great start for Loud. They're willing to entertain this brawl as they're winning it. Blow for blow. Durka goes down. No trade. Individual again. Unable to make this work on the fly.
Close to 56 HP now. Has to ride this out. Spike not committed. This is Fnatic playing into Loud's setup here in mid. They wanted this fight. They're anticipating it. They've won out here with 2 kills.
You just can't brawl the Brazilians. I mean, these guys are so fiery, yet controlled perfectly. 40 seconds. They temper the pace a touch.
No time to regroup here. Chronicle in a very tricky position. Boaster disconnected, like I said,
left.
tagged up down to 56 HP. The smoke will slow things down.
Gives him a chance.
The Chronicle has to go nuclear here, Lauren.
It's coming his way. 1 spotted, position now given up. He tries to look towards Cat, look towards Short. He can only do so much. Takes down 1 bit of a trade, yes, 13 seconds. Spike on the way, going down to the wire, and it's all on Alpha. Sat towards that CT side, he's got a long way around. That plant will not be contested. Nothing to deny. And the Wonder Kid once again called upon. A 1v3 no less. Turret's gonna make this harder. Double stack towards Hell. And Alpha, first step. He gets him. That's less gone. Now he's got a turret, and this starts getting a little bit more interesting. Oh, he's making it look real good! And they gotta hide and cower away! He's the Wonder Kid for a reason, but how much can he do? They have to check on this. They have to respect the tap on the spike. And that was very close, because look at the HP left on Aspas, but the time is not on Alpha's side. It's now or it's never. He has to make it work, and Aspas breaking Fnatic's heart.
13 HP, able to survive out the round, close things out for Loud to convert a 3rd again. This is unprecedented. You do not get these leads over Fnatic this year. And Loud have done it once more. We'll actually see some investment come back through from Fnatic, and these are the sort of things that do worry me. We saw them getting proactive, and it's happening again here. Boaster so close with the judge, though.
How's he gone here? Unchecked, but does get traded. Counting just a little bit closer, already getting ahead of that smoke. Knife denied, I'm pretty sure. Not going to find what he wants off that. Well, he's going to quell that early aggression. But look at the rest of the buy, Mike.
Alpha actually set up pretty deep in mid here. When Kawanzin's going to have a chance to dart in this. Another 7 seconds, but he might even be hard cleared. Yeah, look at the damage onto Less.
Alpha's got to play ahead of this, and he's lost out again. Aspas is barely breathing. He's still putting people in body bags. 21 HP. Is Chronicle next on 50, not sitting so healthy himself. Aspas! This guy is having an absolute screamer of a start. As Durka waiting, biding his time, yet to fully find his form in this map and, well, this series. Dashes on.
Spike planted.
Doesn't know the space he's gotten given. Tui's didn't quite see him, and now there's a chance. Takes down one, Kawanzin gone. Paranoia sent and slows the roll. Where's Leo in this?
Aspas and Less so tagged up. Tui's has to do the heavy lifting here. Desperately trying to get played in here. Aspas still holding active angles though.
Oh, he's gone down. It's maybe getting towards game on here. It's Tui's. It's the backbone, the backline. And should be the backbreaker, but Durka does wonderfully. Oh, and Leo! Wonderful consideration of that timing. Finally, they strike back.
A much needed round to get themselves on the board here on Ascent. A round opened up by Boaster with a 1-for-1 in A main. Fnatic able to drag that one across the line. Concern being Loud. Some key ultimates online here. Now just, it's examples like this when you watch it, you think, yeah, a couple of over faces, but they never want to concede space. They always want to continue fighting. I was talking about Aspas continuing to hold an active angle here. Some around, Fnatic do punish for that. No, don't slow down though.
No, they don't. They're actually going to kick it up a gear, if anything. Ult going to come through as well, trying to punish those rotations. I don't think he got what he wanted particularly. Aspas looking to try and dive towards the back of the side. He's done it. He's going to spot out Leo. It's not pretty! And Boaster going to save the day. What a time for him to come online in this. What is going on in this round? The pace just so chaotic. There's Less. Last one, and not for long. Fnatic finding their feet now.
And a confidence builder for them to shut down the pace of Loud. This aggressive B site hit.
And look at the money straight away.
The rip away, the 3 ultimates I was talking about, them building towards. Key ultimates in terms of the attack on Ascent. Completely mitigated. Boaster slipping the net here. Started to double smoke just at the top of stairs. And force Loud back into... Actually, just bringing one rifle in here. Aspas will at least consider things here with a hero rifle. Sheriff's elsewhere.
Always danger with Loud, though. Does he get played in on this? Durka respecting enough of the util early on to slip a little bit deeper here. But a test towards middle. Spots one. We're going to note the other as well. The back of the smoke here. Aspas going to reveal that rifle. Leo going to watch across. And Loud not having that early start they would have wanted here. Chronicle's got to be careful, though. It's playing the player on short, trying to put together this picture that Loud are painting.
Still an opportunity to recover things here. Aspas being the main component of that. We'll hear this drone go through and clear market. With presence being shown here, does he get hard cleared?
They've got to be so aware of this. If they drop the ball and don't check this diligently, I mean, that's...
Still 40 seconds. This is still a lot of time to work with. Drawing out the no command from Chronicle as well. He's hit the panic button, Lauren. Look at the spike.
What is happening to them? They're getting so nervous about this.
30
it's on the 2
left.
on the B side mostly. Yes, that kind of pressure point could come through a little bit towards middle. It does deny a bit of the space. You can feel that Durka being cornered away. Now gets checked on. Lovely shoulder peek there. Forced away. Paranoia hits. And now the side build. 3 of them, make it 4. Alpha's just holding down Mouse 1. There's 3 of them on the back of the site here. 13 seconds, they're running out of time. Loud needs to start getting to business, getting to work. And Fnatic aren't allowing it. It's all on Aspas. That's the operator gone. 4 seconds. He wants more. He ain't gonna get it.
Will force a couple of repurchases. Loud unable to really pin down much on the B site. Boast are the one with the hero rotation there. TPing back in to reinforce the B site hold. Will force Loud into a timeout, actually. 3 consecutive rounds either way now in the first half.
Tense stuff, and we're checking in on the battle between the likes of Aspas and Durka, and see them both in the jet roll, something that you love.
I mean, they're both popping right now.
They absolutely are. Aspas sitting on 8, Durka on 7, and you can see they are hopefully going to go toe-to-toe the whole game here. I'd love to see them both push to those limits. On the other side of things, though, bigger picture here, this is the first time we're seeing, it feels like Fnatic string together some rounds, some confidence builders. Because Loud, I mean, map 1
Sure.
was so prepared.
But the key one for me is actually the shutdown on B side. When they pop the null command, the Hunter's Fury, and the Blade Storm all at the same time, Fnatic able to weather the storm, shut that down. It's almost going to force Loud to maybe readdress their approach, rethink things slightly in terms of set pieces, because on Split they were winning out in terms of the mid-round, in terms of where things turn chaotic, and Fnatic, like I said, unorthodox or not, were starting to explore the map elsewhere. At the moment, things tied up 3 apiece.
Okay, lockdown. Alpha's got the operator.
Yeah, got Odin last year.
He has been doing this occasionally.
Yeah.
It does just make me, I don't know, question my sanity a little.
Does have the lockdown at the moment as well.
Our home. Keep them out.
At the moment, 3-3. Go back in. Dead poster.
No.
Oh, this is awful. That was not what you want to be seeing. But on the other side, Durka getting very proactive, but has to relinquish a little bit of that space.
Redgar POV for a moment there.
Oh, Redgar. Still mid-control being toyed with. Chronicle still checking on that from topside CT.
This is so interesting as well. Alpha's actually over towards A now, anchoring with this operator. Has his setup towards door. Is Leo is in proximity here.
This is a challenge, isn't it? Not going to be able to make that happen. Forced off the angle initially, but back to business. That's
Just a
tag.
leg?
That is a tag.
Counting 5 HP.
You're a lucky boy today. Careful. Strong breeze might knock him over, but the plant is in. Loud have done
Look at
what they
Les's
wanted.
position though.
Oh, this could be devastating, and it is. Poster goes down, and he can just slip away. He's now a nuisance, a problem in the back of their minds.
It removes the possibility of short. Fnatic have to address it.
They do, but they're going to invest the lockdown as well. This is going to be happening almost on 2 fronts. Aspas starts handling middle himself. So clean with it. Beautiful shots from him. Could not snap up to Leo in time. And the 4v2, Alpha and Leo, I don't think you got anything left to say.
Absolutely not, with the operator in hand here. Lockdown immediately mitigated. Fnatic will garner nothing on the back of that. Loud will answer back, finding their 4th. It's just Aspas to fall as well, and Les playing a pivotal part in shutting down this retake. Like I said, removing options from Fnatic. And a beautiful crossfire as well, even if things get a little chaotic there. Aspas is on short to complement this position. It's so well considered by Loud. And like you said, even he gets that kill, he can run around the map. There's still going to be a question mark there for Fnatic. They have to slow clear.
There's such punishment, as you noted, that Aspas then is kind of layering into it, right? It's like all that paranoia about playing through by tiles, and then, oh Christ, you got Aspas swinging out as well. Is this a base change?
Get out of my
Or are
way.
they just going to be trying to do a little set play off the back of it? Maybe just trying to wait on the punishments. Hot flash.
Close to slipped into wine though.
Not the first time he's been playing this position. Normally some very nice complementary flashes from Chronicle do come through, but halting the approach for now.
Paranoia invested, nothing on the back of it. Close to a little bit of chip damage here with a shock dart. Forced back. It's Durka with the operator this time around. They've conceded this space. Chronicle's already rotating. Now they're going to find themselves pretty easy site access here.
Yeah, this should be a goer, but they are also holding the rest of the map quite comfortably, but no rotations. The 2 players on B are not even close to leaving.
Oh my god, Boaster still fell. The last second of the door closing.
Now with 4 alive, this gets incredibly difficult. Les's position, they'll adjust it.
Oh, he gets pinged.
Chronicle, this is a horrific round to be looking at. Loud can't believe their luck in some of this. Some of those catches, some of those moments they're catching here on Fnatic are just fantastic. Oh, Loud. Brutalizing all all those mistakes that Fnatic make, little bits of timing
The
here
flash.
and there. The flash, so perfectly placed. Durka would love to survive because that's all he's going to get out of this.
Wait, Aspas and Kawanzine actually headed towards
chase
spawn.
it.
Yeah, got to be careful. Time running low, yes. Durka should be able to pass.
He's heard that. Oh, he's
You can see the edge of it. The bait! Oh my god! It's like a jump scare for Durka.
What are you meant to do? That's so sick. Well, 5-3, timeout seemingly worked. That's 2 now. Back to back. Do we see Mini answering back of his own, or do they still think they've got to go with this?
That's so awkward as well for both to be caught right at the end there.
In the smoke.
And we're seeing a few instances of, you know, where we don't typically see Fnatic players die. Caught off guard, timing on a smoke here and there. Loud really toying with things in that regard.
Oh, it's magnificent to watch.
So slippery.
What?
It's difficult to
Hold
grab.
on, hold on. We've got a little bit of a play here, and already Chronicle's gone down though. This, oh my god, it's crumbling!
It's
Loud
dismantled.
just punished both of those players. I don't know how they found Chronicle so quickly. Boaster spotted. He's screwed. Trying to get away. He just wants his life for a second. They just can't handle this pressure from Loud.
There's zero comfort, even when Fnatic try and take the initiative. Be decisive in some of these rounds. Loud actually come out on top.
Commanding.
Durka and Chronicle down. It's left to Boaster, Alpha, and Leo to try and recover this. Alpha's still comfortable in terms of the setup here towards B main.
But how are you meant to hold back 4? Like, Alpha's very good. I don't know if he's kill 4 of Loud good. Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Loud on the way, TP. Not going to be taken, but here we go. They know that Alpha's not back sight, but now he's going to reveal his hand. Oh, maybe he is that good! Oh.
30 seconds left.
Gets 2 before falling, less down to 11 HP. 2 is still healthy though.
He's given them a chance, but the lockdown coming in is going to give them a time limit to this now.
Fnatic can't really concede the space outside though. It's going to be a question mark of whether or not Loud have repositioned. The drone will confirm it. Still got a recon here to work with as well for Leo. Boaster, no paranoia.
He caught one. He actually got less with that too. That's the scary factor. That could have been less dead. Only on 11 HP, but he's still standing, still breathing. And they bought time. Precious seconds. Paranoia sent. Boaster seen. Fnatic need to make their move and make it fast. Loud still holding on to this. Made possible by Alpha, but now it's going to be Boaster and Leo. Just in the final couple of seconds there before it got near on improbable. They get themselves up to 4.
I said it's key that Alpha goes down swinging.
The headshot that he got there.
Yeah. The transfer good enough. Yes, fall into his own nano swarm, but
You'll take that.
absolutely. Makes things doable. It's not a freeze frame. Fnatic keep it within touching distance here. 1 round separating them here on Ascent. Kawanzine and Sadak. Best old progress here on the side of Loud. Supposed to get it really, really fruity with it, but Kawanzine's going to trade it.
The flash was so good as well from Chronicle. You know, that was beautifully done. The fact that I think one of them tucked to the box or wasn't quite completely blind, they get to keep 2 standing, rather than potentially losing 2 to that rather audacious TP play.
It's another example, though. We talk about percentage plays. Boaster puts himself in a one and done, or you know, you find 3 off the back of something like this. Now no smokes. Concern being Loud are drifting back towards Alpha's setup once again. It looks like he might even go for the Odin spam off the turret contact here. The chance to do real damage to Loud.
50 seconds. He's going to hear the out drone. Time to strike. Didn't get anything for this yet. Looking for... Oh,
that's with the counter spam!
Just nutmegs him and the site's open. Ready for the taking. Primed. TP across the site, plants in, 4v3. Operator and play as well, not easy to make that work here. And it ain't all of them on the site. You can have less slightly disconnected, and you can see why. Yes, revealed, but how much are you meant to be able to do here? Durka just wants to get in, and the crossfires are just perfection. Loud do not let you find a single fight. Leo needs to walk away, tail between the legs. There's nothing more to be done about this round.
Loud will find 6 here. I'm talking about maybe being a little concerned. It's another situation we don't see Fnatic playing to their typical strengths. Desperately trying to take the initiative. They want to remove this weapon. I mean, County throwing at it here. Leo desperately being hunted.
This is... Does he get to keep the rifle? Let's see. That was the longest couple of seconds of his life, but yes, he does. So, I mean, but look at the rest of the buy.
Yeah. It's very poor. We already talked about the response here from Les. It's just perfect. And he's even ready for that as well.
Yep. Such a test to Fnatic here. This is Loud in fine form. A little bit of a different look this time, though. Aggression being noted. Close to getting proactive towards Cat is different too.
The gap on A main here. Close is going to attack some of this.
Down a little low. Got to be careful. Pressure's coming towards A main. Adjustment towards middle. Aspas already on the site. They should have a pretty safe plan on this.
Absolutely. I mean, Sanak finally crossing with the spike here. Just before smoke dissipates. Actually, a proactive Hunter's Fury here is going to tank Durka and Leo.
Oh, he's going to put him to bed. Leo, take a nap. It's down to 3. Both are trying. Working his way back through here. Look towards hell. Oh, it's messy. Chronicle punished. And now it's all on Alpha in a 1v3. And Loud are absolutely decimating Fnatic. Held on 4 now. Loud are in charge.
I think 3 players are going to struggle financially here to get rifles on the board. I mean, Leo gets a light shield and a Guardian with no utility. 2 away from the lockdown. That's the closest they have other than Bosa's DP. But we're seeing Fnatic roll the dice time and time again in some of these really strange 50-50s.
Yeah.
Stanak can barely believe it.
Yeah. And a reminder, this is an elimination game. And Durka wants to live. Takes away less this time. Wins on the extremity, but now we look towards the other side. Attention towards A. Chronicle has to start finding his form here. Rushing counting, yes. Oh, thought he might have outstayed his welcome, but yeah, finding a little bit of fire here. Second Tui's got their work cut out for themselves. It's not a pretty purchase though from Fnatic, so don't think it's impossible.
Let's not talk about a 2v4 win rate in this series so far.
Yep.
Hanoi invested nothing on the back of it just yet. Fnatic poised and waiting. Allowed to overstep the mark here. 2 noted with that. Still 50 seconds, plenty of time to slow things down. Durka swings through though, cleans things up, gives Fnatic their 5th and a 7-5 half hit.
Yeah. This is such a tense game though between these two. 5-7. I've got to say, in my mind, Loud are leading this in every single aspect. Yes, Fnatic are keeping up, but it's Loud leading.
We haven't seen Fnatic forced to adapt in series previously, and here we're seeing different examples. Like I said, them playing out of character.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm standing by here with Mixwell, or I guess sitting by. I suppose, Mixwell, I got to get your thoughts on this venue, on the atmosphere, on everything that's going on in here. What do you think?
This is amazing. It's amazing. And I like the fact that the whole building has people.
Yeah. I mean, it's a historic venue. This is the biggest one we've ever had. Let's talk about the match, though. What's going on with Fnatic? This is a surprise, I think, to everybody.
I think the Loud matchup is really bad for Fnatic. I think Loud got their number. I also think that Chronicle, every time that plays against Loud, is not having a good game, which it's really rare because he's the GOAT of Valorant, so yeah.
What do you think, if there was one thing, right, like let's pretend you're now their coach, what's the one thing you're saying to Fnatic at halftime to extend us to map 3?
I think they have to enjoy the game more. I feel like the pressure's getting into them. I see some faces that I don't like too much, and it's hard to say something specifically because I don't know them personally, but if I would be the coach, I would know what to say, and maybe we can change something.
All right, now let me ask you this. As a pro player, you've played on big stages, you've known what the pressure is like. There have been a lot of players and teams who have been saying, you know what, we're just wanting to have fun, there's no pressure, it's just a match. From a player's perspective, is it really that way, or do you really feel the pressure when you're up on that stage?
I think for Fnatic specifically, they feel the pressure because everyone expects them to win. It's the tournament that everyone thought that Fnatic was going to win, so I feel like they don't feel that way. They feel really pressured right now.
I mean, the pressure doesn't get any bigger than what they're facing right now. Thank you so much for your time, brother. We'll talk soon. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. And yeah, this is now high pressure, Mike. This is tournament life on the line. All that discussion of legacy, dynasty, all of this for Fnatic could stop now. It could be done for, sent to the lowers. And we asked the question, how do they fare in a repeat matchup? Well, we're finding the answers now, aren't we?
And this is the thing as well, it's great to hear Mixwell mention this, but the fact that this is uncharted territory, trailing in a series, elimination on the line, playing against an opponent that has you read in so many different ways here. Not relying on Fnatic to really turn the tides. In the second half here on Ascent to force a third. Very proactive up mid here. Durka going to be the tip of the spear. Already, Sanak poised with a flash on the back of this turret here.
See if this works out. Durka creeping closer. Chronicle there as well. All about the timing. There's the contact, there's the flash, here's the swing, and there is the casualty. Durka going down. Chronicle now in a bad position. He needs Alpha to try and help him out. That Frenzy isn't at the range that it's going to be able to do well at. But the support system, Loud coming right back through. Alpha is winning out fights on 4 HP. And he's just about kept Fnatic in this pistol round. That's the spike.
Spike down mid.
Oh my God!
Stockless! Finally put down by Boaster. Finds himself an upgrade, still healthy. Still got some utility to work with. 2 smokes, a paranoia. But 30 seconds left on the clock to try and find a pistol here for Fnatic.
The captain, the poster boy of this side, needs to save him. 20 seconds. He's got the spike. He's got a ghost, smoke and paranoia.
I mean, looking at this here, Loud happy to concede the spike, force the hand, allow this pressure to build for Boaster. Run himself a wide open plant here. Tui's will hear it. Should have 2 smokes to work with on the way back through. Yes, second just online now. Aspas still with a dash, but no smoke. So he can clear some angles here.
They're going to try and play this together, it looks like. Creeping in through my tree. Smoke back into play. Paranoia is there. Opting for hell. Do they walk this? They absolutely do. Dash towards the site, no attention drawn. They're clearing methodically, working out those next steps. Looking to capture. Cross, beautiful! Boasted out, 1v1! He's playing this perfectly though. We might just call him going up towards Gen 2. He's looking like he's lost a little bit of the beat on this one. Ringer, Rosie, you gotta get towards the spike and Boaster. He needs to check on this. Dewey's drifts away! Boaster leading by example, turning Fnatic's fate. Giving them their first pistol in what feels like a lifetime.
The lifeline delivered here by the leader of Fnatic when they need him most. A beautiful conversion as well. Aspas just caught ahead of the smoke. If he doesn't get that kill, it feels so difficult to turn the tide once again in that round. Tui's has the active angle on the backside there. It's so hard if he doesn't find that kill. Loud will throw just 2 sheriffs in here.
Loud playing very patient here. No stack really being seen either.
Take flight.
Not seeing them trying to overly aggress on any side of the map, even though they are on sheriffs and classics. Aspas with one, and this with the other.
Watching here.
All gathered. Fnatic will take their time here. Looks like a time to discuss potentially as well. Themselves prepared for going forward. Nice bit of contact made. No casualty to that. No damage on either side.
maybe they look towards market here. Fnatic drifting towards mid. Spike not necessarily in the choke point just yet, but Less is here with a Sheriff. Outburst will cover the cross.
Ooh, I think Leo. Yeah, Leo noticed it. Got a little bit dangerous there considering Leo had the spike. Could have been a problem, not to be.
30
Site is theirs.
Yeah, should be it now with no further resistance. Nobody else from Loud in a position to really contest this. Boaster did just catch a glimpse. Tagged up down to 37 HP.
It's starting to close, but it needs someone to really find some big impact.
We can box him in here. The chance. I mean, Sadak has to hold down the fort, but chance to maybe remove some of these weapons, Lauren.
See if they can cleanly exit. Looks like that is going to be the case. Boaster finding Sadak is very key to this.
Yeah.
That does unlock a safe avenue to leave the site.
It should convert flawlessly here on the second. Holding on to 3 rifles. Leo even farming up towards the Hunter's Fury. Just 2 away. So another tick in the box here. We'll tie things up 7 apiece. After a comfortable start.
Oh.
There are other ways to be used.
Feels like maybe game on the cards, but I wait for the gun round. Certainly isn't a light bonus either. Fnatic.
Right, sexy boy Boaster.
3 rifles. Boaster going for the Odin. Yes.
Boy. You're just a sexy boy. Not your boy, Toro.
Thanks for that live listen in there to Fnatic's comms.
Mini furious.
Yeah.
Absolutely seething. Please call the round. Back in we go though. Hounding, Boaster, both opting for a similar thing here. And Loud trying to get the read of this round.
Come on, confirm anything. No spam traded off just yet either. Very cautious approach here by Fnatic.
Yeah, it is. This is testing every facet of the Loud defense, right? Trying to get the read on how they're approaching this, what they're doing with this. But there is that fine balance, of course, that you don't want to leave it too late. Right now, we are getting down to the 45-second marker. You want to start seeing them lean towards the site here. Knife might have caught Boaster there, but that's about it. Looks like a burst coming in now. Still 2 on the site, though. Les is one of them who's been on a heater, forced away from the initial angle.
30 seconds left.
For the info on the frost up, 25 seconds now. Danger aplenty, tries to trace Durka out of the sky. Still standing. They still need to skill backside. They're running this so late. Durka goes down and now Loud starting to get that momentum swing in the round.
This isn't noted yet either.
This is becoming a disaster. Karen's does he get cleared? Not just yet. 9 seconds now. They need to get the plant down. They need to try and do this uncontested. 28 HP. Where's the support? It's gone. It doesn't matter. Karen's said plant is in. Sadak and Tui's. But look at the HP. The walk-in wounded on Fnatic. Alpha on 5. Boaster 28. And 44 on Leo.
Still got a paranoia to work with as well. 20 seconds left on the knife, so no fact finder to send out here for Loud.
Paranoia. Not looking like it would connect too well here. No, and Leo just living in that smoke. He's been found, and now down to 2, and look at the HP. Bleeding by the wayside, a quick TP out, trying to readjust here. Oh dear, Alpha's sent back Sadak, but look who's on the side too. Someone needs to check on him. Someone has to stop him. He's defusing! Boaster! Keeping Fnatic alive so far.
When you see Boaster TP behind that door,
Christ!
You get really worried. But the Odin pays off in the end. Still styling out on stage as well. It's just such an outrageous round to watch back.
Oh.
And what? It was right at the end of the spray as well.
Oh my God. just taken the lead, Boaster. Let's relax a little. 8-7. Just a reminder, they have damaged the money enough to put them back down as Sheriffs, right? So they're going to take all that momentum away, all that confidence, all that safety net of the first half now. But can they keep it clean? Loud looking for damage. Looking to build up some of these ults. Less Sadak County, not a million miles away, but Fnatic actually a little bit of danger here, Durka. No safety to be found, but he does claim the life of Tui's. Pop flash, spray, Chronicle connects on Sadak. Durka, relax, you're on 5 HP. Trying to make sure they can get that plant down as less dips towards the site. Chronicle finds Fnatic. This may be a little brutal, and Durka avoids it somehow. But they are still standing for Boaster creeping close.
Chance to do some real damage here, potentially.
I mean, the crossfire between Chronicle and Durka should be enough to deny this. Yes, he's got the smoke, but no dash to try and divide. And Leo, late round utility, is going to make this horrific to try and handle.
Can pin them in here, though. Just to run the clock down a little bit.
So that's why they're getting proactive. Find a way out. Durka's like, nah, I gotta leave. I'm 5 HP, boys. I gotta go. And trying to make their exit through towards Tree. Make a run for it if they can. They should be somewhat safe.
Absolutely, just getting away on short. Fnatic finding the 9th round here. Put them 2 ahead. Loud will come back in on a purchase.
Timeout for Loud? Yeah, timeout for Loud. Deciding they want to check back in here because Fraud has been on the money so far. Map 1 was a masterclass. I think we have to be fair in that. Map 2 has been a different affair completely. Now, from what we've seen so far, Mike, what are your takeaways of what's working for Fnatic here?
I mean, actually, them continuing some of the, I guess, those rounds where they want to set the precedent, they take the initiative and be the ones to actively seek contact. He allowed a conceding a lot of space. Fnatic are running away with that now. I don't necessarily want to see Loud get aggressive. An operator is definitely something here that can change up the pace, particularly in the early round, testing Fnatic. But so far, I mean, 4 unanswered rounds here.
Yeah.
And believe me, a couple of them come down to the wire. Yeah. Fnatic, at least, I feel like for the first time so far, are in control.
I want to agree with you, but also Boaster saved them in the pistol. Spray through the wall. A couple of really,
like I said, down to the wire.
Yeah, I guess you take them when you get them like that. You're not going to say no, but I think Loud, they could still turn this. There's a very a high chance, but it's there.
The operator is the big swing factor for me here. Coming into round 17, what can Aspas get done? Still leading the charge, 16 and 10 on the scoreboard. Tied with Boaster, yeah.
The heavy hitter from Fnatic. Sorry, Durka, Alpha, Leo, I mean...
That's kind of toxic.
I mean, Boaster's literally saved them in this map. Jokes aside, it is mental. Let's see it. Smoked off initially, so Cat is available. It looks like a pace change here, Mike. Maybe a gear shift coming through. Ult to complement. Does it connect? Quite going to find what they want, and actually Sadak getting a bit closer this time. And that's the spike. Aspas finds his connection. Oh dear, look at the aggression on this. Sadak desperate to win the fight and gets denied. Leo claims it. And now we look towards the side, but look at Alpha's position too. An opportunity to be absolutely wild in this. And how long does he wait? He's got all that info now. God, Chronicle just fell. It's a double stack towards hell. And Alpha's so... Wait, is Aspas reading this? Aspas is looking, and Leo's got him. Leo bailing out what was looking to be the inevitable death, and Alpha on the clear. Now Cowanzine trying to play it back in from Cat.
There's big damage,
Big damage, yeah. Hold on, hold on! Hold! Oh!
They line up for him.
Good thing I was with you.
Cowanzine with the Red Bull clutch to answer back here. And a heartbreaking round loss. The first shock dart forcing him initially off the plant, the second into what he feels is a little bit of safety behind Dice, but I don't know if they're waiting here to re-swing together. The second shock dart does so much damage.
He said he's sure.
Maybe Mini reading that there's a miscommunication there of where the shock dart came from. I'm not entirely sure on that one.
And how many times have we heard comms being the issue now? Something to address. High pressure game, yes, but critical to the difference between a good player and a great player. Keeping that nerve in these scenarios, keeping those comms so clean. And away we go. Chronicle looks, well, in his grave. Kaunzin straight away off the rip, giving them a huge advantage.
And Aspas wasn't noted initially here. Dirk are going to try and repost on the angle.
This is so close. Surely Dirk is none the wiser, he isn't. And the impact of the operator is starting to be felt here.
Bladestorm in hand as well. Alpha though, crispy to remove the head of Aspas. A counter spam comes through. Kaunzin on top of that one. Boaster will fall. It's just Alpha and Leo to try and recover this.
2v4 of their own? I don't know. Kaunzin's position on the setup as well. This is very hard to break.
30 seconds left.
Leo a little aware of that. Now 25 seconds, time is dwindling, and Kaunzin is just the immovable object. They can't get rid of him. Alpha trying it. Oh, it's not pretty. And neither's the time. Christ is Alpha crisp with his shots, but these 2 kills won't amount to a round. Loud have found their footing now, Mike. They are back in this game. The timeout clearly working. The check-in perfect. We are tied up now, 9 apiece.
Just what you want to see here. If you're a Loud fan, the response comes back after 4 unanswered rounds. Kaunzin to open things up, and it's so key that the drone misses Aspas in Pizza here, especially with the response. Actually, the Hunter Fury being sent out very proactively, just on the back of the tag, but preemptively, I should say.
God, and look at the ults that Loud start. Yeah, I think Fnatic deciding it's time to slow the roll here. 1, Loud has 3 pretty impactful ults, to say the least.
Sure.
Depending on if Aspas wants to lean on it or not, that's irrelevant, but he's got it there in hand.
And on the other side of things as well, with this purchase, there's a lot to consider here for Fnatic. This feels like a must-win. Loud win this, they're on double digits. You argue it gives them the edge to find 11.
You're absolutely right. The momentum shift here is palpable. Loud so close now to breaking into 10. After that fantastic first half, they've given themselves a little bit of buffer. 4 rounds, yes, Fnatic were able to claim back here in the second. String off some heroics from Boaster, but now as the dust has settled, there's worries. Yes, they've got the lockdown on Alpha, but beyond that, the TP pretty close by, but not exactly essential to outcome. Chronicle near as well. Durka 2 off, and Leo pretty far away. Otherwise, this is leading Loud's side heavily.
Absolutely. Definitely options here for Fnatic, but have to get this one on the board. Round 19, absolutely crucial. This operator has caused a few issues along the way. Maybe that's a consideration here, an adjustment to be made on the side of Fnatic.
Looking at the pace coming up from Fnatic. Slow and steady. Clearing through middle, Leo. Standard approach. No massive back lines until now. That's 2Es. But look who's waiting over towards Wine. He can stay here as long as he fancies. Turret, not a huge...
Well, he spots the turret though, and that's key.
Flash, give Alpha the cross.
You should run.
The lockdown is a problem, but apparently not for Aspas. Look at this guy, so good. And his movement just stunning. Gonna get away, reset, and he's taking a life with him.
Log command to follow this up as well. Sadak gonna nerf the execute here from Fnatic. Durka desperate to try and find something, a preemptive lockdown as well. This is very early on in the round.
Big flash too. Didn't get spotted on the outro, but Aspas hyper aware of this. A quick pivot though, pace as they go towards B, trying to be secure between Durka and Boaster, trying to get some space for themselves here. And does Durka try and get proactive, get themselves a body in their favor? He's going to sit towards CT, but they've got to be aware of the chance of this. They've got to know there's a potential this could happen. Durka waiting. 4 players on the other side of this. Plant's going to come in, trying to be set into motion here between him and Leo. And the clear from Loud has to come in now, spraying. And Boaster's actually got Kaunzin. The blind spam works.
It's a big one to remove as well. Brings us to a 4v4 though. Leo comes through. He's found Aspas. Fnatic doubling down on this aggression, Lauren.
Not fighting alone, Leo by his side. Fnatic back back in this now. 10 double digits for themselves. And I thought it was Durka on an island. He had his buddy with him, Leo by his side. Incredible unison between the two of them.
A must-win round, and they get it on the board. The response to 2 rounds in succession from Loud. And this felt scrambled as well. You can see how desperate they are to find this rotation towards B site, Lauren.
Has this broken the money of Loud? I think it has.
Yeah.
Now they're starting, now they're starting to feel that distance to the ults as well. Hunter's Fury isn't on the cards. You haven't got the lockdowns a million miles away, but you do have Aspas with a rather sharp set of knives. So you're certainly not out of the woods. Fnatic know he's got him. They've got to be so careful where they decide to go.
Fnatic trying to take some space away in mid once again. The Aldro to clear out. Durka to lead the charge.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified because he is just on the other side of that smoke. Looked for a chance, didn't get it above it. And now Fnatic have the green light. They look to try and crunch towards this B side here. 3-2 split. The market side a little further ahead, but they're going to get towards it. One on the site, yes, that's going to be counting. Keep in mind, he does only have that classic. It was going to be on Aspas. I don't think he's got what he wanted this time.
Counting's, yeah, needs a miracle here.
You seen
Very
it?
spotted.
Oh,
I found one.
still got Chronicle. He's having a rough game here, Mike.
Plant will come through regardless. A 4v3 in favor of Fnatic. Stinger in hand for Sadak. Sheriffs elsewhere. This one's feeling locked up though.
Trying to allow the safety on the exit here. Well, Aspas, who had his chance, didn't really get what he wanted out of it. Should be time to exit here. Can Aspas cost them anything? Can Tui's? Not for Tui's. Aspas next up. We Durka on the other side, opposing numbers, but again, the HP from Aspas is dreary.
Oh, wow.
That works.
7-8 in an upgrade, no.
The cursed gun.
Alpha will remove it. Not too much of an issue, obviously. You can see Aspas come back on the operator regardless. Fnatic now building back into this. 11 on the board for them.
I just don't know where I put this game, even with Fnatic.
Even now, it's still so hard to quantify.
Yeah, absolutely. This buy round is everything. Get out of my way. Aspas getting aggressive, and he's got targets potentially. Trying to play the timing on this as Fnatic are now walking towards him. A 1-for-1 trade out. Durka connects that knife.
This is smokes down. Boaster has fallen on the other side.
Makes things trickier towards the A side if they want to continue along this path, and there's utility on the way. Durka needs to get out of the blender. Respect that. Does he slow down the pace at all? Paranoia got posted and it didn't find anyone.
Fnatic now with few options outside of finding a kill, creating an opening for themselves. So Aspas offered up. Sadak still anchoring towards B site here. The focal point being... I was going to say, actually on the back of the TP, the focal point was A.
Well, Sadak.
Hasn't changed too much yet on the back of the TP.
No, I'm just seeing a drift from counting towards top middle. Big enough information, but I mean the bulk of Fnatic are heading through middle. This is going to be a 30-second hit and the door's shut. They've got to get going here. This is on Alex trying to divide and conquer. Tries to flash out to the right. That was only going to be Chronicle. He's going to dip away towards the side. Second flash now. Goes in. They get Chronicle! Not going to be dissuaded from getting towards the side, and the plant should be happening here.
Fury sent out, yeah, to clear the way here. The attack comes through.
Spike planted.
3v4. Okay, a 3v3. How far does this go? That's going to reveal Alpha's... Oh my god, his position. Can they work out where the last two are as well? Alpha feeling very vulnerable here. The net's starting to close around Fnatic.
Less's position.
Yeah, this could be huge. Once that smoke's dropped, Alpha could be just absolutely dead. Left to Rod as he fights his way out. Tui's on the trade, but the time is ticking. They've got to get moving towards the site. Durka defending against another. Operator singing Fnatic's song as they make it to 12. And we might get a series.
One more left to find for Fnatic to keep their hopes alive, flipping Loud's map pick here. With a dominant second half here on Ascent.
Let's go!
And the energy's starting to build a little bit now on stage. A stark contrast to map 1. It's a broken purchase coming back in for Loud. Guardians, a judge. Scrappy. Require some mistakes on the side of Fnatic. This one doesn't go their way.
And it's mid control to begin with. Chronicle. Taking the space this time, joined by Durka. Looks like a commitment towards B main this time. Pushing a play a little bit deeper. Leaving it on less with the Bulldogs, trying control towards market. This is tense. And Fnatic letting Loud kind of stew in this pressure.
Don't want to see Fnatic leave this too late though. Walking into a judge late, for example, but seemingly able to mitigate that risk by passing through market. Get through here, unscathed. Sanak still finds one though.
That adjustment might have done enough to at least change some of the outcome, but it's given them a 4v4. Spike yet to be committed fully to the site. They're still slightly aware of the chance someone's lingering around, but Alpha, the backline's getting a little interested in this. Getting a little ahead of himself potentially with a fair fight. He's won it, finds Tui's, and gives them the man up. But Aspas should have his time in the sun. He does, and that's an upgrade available. Does Leo try and get ahead of it? No, he has to wait, be a little bit more patient. Victim found, Aspas to bed, it's all on counting. A 1v3, it ain't happening. We're going the distance. Map 3. Haven now on the horizon. Fnatic finally coming alive, Mike. It felt like we started to see that confidence, some of that diligence kicking back in.
Absolutely, and showing resilience as well here. A couple of times they looked blown out of some of these rounds of massively losing out in terms of the first bloods here on Ascent, Lauren.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass from Fnatic, turning the tides around, taking us to map 3.
Oh, we have a game on our hands. Fnatic, they respond with a win on Ascent. I'm your host, Ying, so I'm back here with Mimi, Saisho, and Bren. They won the pistol!
They
did it!
Finally! They won a pistol round!
Yeah.
I mean, we were asking for it as well, but there was a real difference, I think, as well, even just before that. Round 12, it started to see, actually, Fnatic playing with a bit of fire in the belly, right? Actually trying to be proactive with the fights in these instances. And, you know, when they're down a man advantage, not actually giving up. They've remembered how to play Valorant. They remembered that they're a super team. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, I mean, especially being down a player, they only got 6 first bloods across the entire map, and yet they were still able to win this one out. That speaks to how good they were actually in finding positions to mid-round in the second half and work their way around while Loud were attempting. But they couldn't have done it without the pistol.
No, it was still incredibly close here. But we asked who is the player who's going to step up, help this Fnatic team rally, because they seem to always be able to pick themselves back up after these ridiculous map 1 losses. And here it was Leo, who is excellent with a lot of clutches, with consistent value from his Sova utility. But it also came from kind of an unlikely source. Boaster was actually having such a good game there. He had a couple huge individual moments. His Odin actually had some really cool, unique stuff, using spam to support his teammates on executes, killing Cowanzine back through walls, and also he's just the fun presence who's bringing some energy back into this Fnatic squad.
He twerked on them, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly. That's more than energy. That's a dump truck he's been shaking up there. I mean, he's been throwing it back. He's been really injecting those good vibes straight into the team environment. And they are playing with that fire behind them. They can't really do it unless Boaster ends up clutching in that instance, really carrying them forwards with the pistol round win. But it feels like they have had that mentality shift that was necessary for Fnatic to actually make a decent go of it in this series.
Yeah, I was really impressed by what Boaster was able to do in this round in particular. You know, they had ideas with the Odin, but I think importantly too, being able to create their own momentum with nice ideas and with individual stuff. But I thought there was a chance Boaster had twerked on him too early.
Yeah.
It was the first time they took the lead, right? It was right after they actually...
I mean, that round at 99, it comes so close to Loud winning there. If they had picked up that round, there is very, very much a world where Loud could have closed this out 2-0. So it's another situation where Fnatic, this lower bracket run is alive, but it's again a hair's edge away from elimination.
Yeah, and let's take a look at our HyperX Reflect moments featuring Aspas and Durka. Josh just going at each other, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, the Jet matchup really worked. I was impressed by this. This round was so well done. Les was on the lurk, and then Aspas controls catwalk. Look at these shots.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
And just applying that pressure to them. I love the backstab as well. The entire time Les was distracting for this instance. He's just firing shots at them. They're wondering where these players are. Sets up Aspas beautifully for the 2-piece.
He just sees Durka's leg for like a fraction of a second, and then immediately knows he's going to swing.
His crosshair placement is always impeccable, but Durka turns around and does that straight back at Aspas. He doesn't even get around the corner really, and he's already been beheaded by the Blade Storm. And Durka, beyond that, finished that one off with some huge op kills to close out that round, and then was also doing great across the rest of that second half to bring Fnatic back to this third map.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we wanted, right? An Aspas-Durka duel where both of them are on form. We're going to get it, but We are heading to Haven for the very last time. There's no more second chances. If you are cold here, you're going to have a slow start here. It's going to be disastrous for you because elimination is on the line. Bren, Fnatic, they got themselves back in the game after that atrocious, I guess, start. What can Loud do here? What do they need to do?
Loud are going onto a map where I think that they excel at, honestly. They play that double, the Viper and the Harbor composition on Haven. They look excellent. They look brilliant. And if you're not ready for it as a team to break it down, you will get brutalized by them. The good news for Fnatic is they have warmed up. That passion is back. You can see in the way they're playing. They're being proactive with it. They're winning 50% of their 4v5s in that last map. They are really making the most of this situation when their backs are up against the wall. And I hope that they really do bring the fire as well to Loud once more here in this map number 3.
Just to double down on how good Loud are at Haven, they haven't lost in over a year. They're on a 10-map win streak on Haven. So this is going to be a major challenge.
If I'm Fraud right now, I'm just kicking my legs. I already won this game for us in the match.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's no chance. No, but the stress levels, the cortisol levels are through the roof for Fraud.
They've got to be anxious for him, but for the team, I think on the side of Loud, you can realize that, hey, we lost Ascent, we had a rough second half, but this is normally the map where we thrive, and Fnatic has really struggled here. And Durka in particular has had some really rough attack sides when he's playing on Jet, which is also a really hard role to play into this Harbor Viper.
There's a massive difference between what he's able to do on the attack sides versus defense, and I think this also applies to Alpha. Alpha tends to get his stats up hugely on the attack side, but he also goes for lurk plays through the garage, and he's baiting a lot of the time too, I think. So that's a big issue for them to tighten up on attack side. Alpha needs to be closer to the pack, and Durka needs to not die whilst trying to go for opening kills.
Yeah, it's about being in sync with the rest of the team when you're on your attack sides as well. And it is going to be really punishing if you're mistiming that against, again, the Viper Harbor. There's going to be walls in your face. It's going to be util all over the place. When Durka's going for these dash plays inside of his own Cloudburst, there needs to be some form of follow-up there. Otherwise, he's going to be left on an island a lot of the time on his attack side. You might just see it really cement itself as well in the stats that we just looked at there.
And Osbots was the player who really stepped up on map 2 for Loud. Despite the loss there, this is a map where he's so comfortable. He tends to be excellent on the Jet here, and I think he is the best in the world at playing around these Harbor Viper compositions, understanding what angles he has through these smokes, and coordinating with his teammates so well.
Yeah, Fnatic, they had a choice to not ban Lotus and maybe force Loud to choose either Lotus or Bind, but they decided
Which is insane, because Lotus has been their best map all year. This is such a risk to take Loud to their best map.
The way that I read into that is surely they have something on Haven, right? We talk about Fraud watching hours and hours and hours of VODs, but Brent, surely coming into this, Mini and Boaster must have been cooking for something.
I have to assume they gave Loud the option of playing either Bind or Haven. Both maps as well. You know, Bind, when you look at Fnatic as a team, they didn't look hot on it the last time they played, and Haven, one of the better ones for Loud as well. Their bread and butter. So I think that they kind of gave that choice to them. You have to imagine Fnatic could come into this with a decent level of preparation.
I think you're getting baited there a little by the optimism. I think, honestly, what that speaks to is their weakening map pool over the course of this. Loud proved that their Lotus can go toe-to-toe with Fnatic. They scaled up their ideas to a point where Loud looked phenomenal on that map. And I think it's more a case of Fnatic just not wanting to have to deal with it, and instead taking it more towards different territory. I think they were stuck between a rock and a hard place in the map veto, because they keep banning Pearl. And I'm getting torn.
Yeah, at what point do you really bring it
Fnatic
out?
might be going.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
might be leaving.
This might be it. That's
This
the
might
thing.
be the point
Its
where-
elimination is 1-to-1.
Yeah, because even if you win here, it's a BO5, your map pool is going to be tested again. Fnatic, I think this is the hardest they've ever had it. It's roadblock upon roadblock from this point, and it starts here against Loud on their best map. If they even want a shot of that third trophy, and they're not close, it's still the lower round 3. There's still 2 more games to play, even if you win here.
This is just to guarantee yourself 3rd place, minimum, right?
Which would be a disappointment for Fnatic.
I think this would be a disappointment, honestly, for both of these teams. They're both striving for something more than that. Sadak's actually talked about the fact that it's been a successful year for them already with their rookie players coming in. But at the end of the day, there are 2 really competing legacies here between these 2 teams. Fnatic hunting for the 3-peat, Loud looking to win champions again. One of them is guaranteed to be stumped on the road to finding that success and cementing a legacy for themselves.
Yeah.
The question is just who.
Well, let's take a look here at the Prime Gaming agent select and see if any of them are going to make any changes, but it doesn't seem to be. Both of them are very comfortable on Haven. You can see it here in the agent select. Maybe.
No comp change for Fnatic, and this could be a worrying sign, honestly. Playing into Harbor Viper, this Breach Sova comp can sometimes struggle with so many smokes in play. With that Breach Flash, it's a lot harder to fight through versus a Sky or a KO, where you can use it a lot more on the fly.
you get hard outpaced in terms of util as well. You get bogged out, you kind of just get, when the rounds get really long, the initiator util of Fnatic as well with the Sova, the Breach, it doesn't pace particularly well when you're up against the smokes, the mollies, everything coming at you.
I want to reiterate again, Durka on an attack side has had it difficult. They've found it tough to put him in positions to win these rounds. Alpha tends to bait a little, and I don't know how they're going to deal with Loud's flood defenses. The cards are stacked against Fnatic here to make this lower bracket run a reality. I think Loud should be feeling quietly confident heading into Haven.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what we're gonna get here. The series is all tied up. It's time for our final map. The winner will move on to face EG in a best of 5 tomorrow. One last time. Pansy, take it away.
One more map between these two. Only one can go forward. Elimination now, such a reality between these two, weighing heavily on their mind. Fnatic coming alive in map 2, but it was clinical on map 1. Split, a 13-4 result. They had all the answers. Ascent, a closer affair, but Fnatic finding themselves again. And now we go into map 3. Haven on the cards here. Loud, no slouches to this. And Fnatic on the attack. Loud trying to hold them off here. And already a patient start towards middle. Contact is made as Boaster maybe sent reeling on 50. Looks relatively simplistic towards the B site for now, but you can see them hesitating for a moment. They're actually going to pull away from this. The counter utility enough to dissuade Fnatic and hold them at bay.
This pistol round still extremely tense between these two teams as well. Going to jump in to take over things from Mike. But Lauren, this matters so much for them. Yeah. Both of these teams have been sustained by their pistol round wins and the momentum they can get off the back of that. And there's only 40 seconds left, waiting to get back up to the recon and the stun.
And look at the HP. Boaster, 50, 47 Durka, 38 Chronicle. Alpha and Leo, yes, a little better off, but now seeing all that intention here. Utility invested, the clock is running severely low, 24 seconds. Loud are already on the site, they're ready for this. What is happening? Fnatic are going to find the first, taking down 2Es, but where is that spike? Finally going to be put on the site here, but I'm nervous about this one. This looks so deadly. Loud going to be instantly back into it. Durka and Chronicle fall. It's on the back 3 now. One still on the site, still trying to hold this close as Boaster dips away. Sadak dealt with, the trades come in, and it's all on Boaster again. Another 1v3 required, and this time, it's not gonna happen.
I think that's a perfect demonstration of how Loud like to defend on the A side. They use this orb from Sadak to create individual angles where they can simplify the defense. They know that they only have to worry about one angle at a time. You see them just slowly working, cutting the pie as they move their way around the backside, isolating any chance for Fnatic to make anything happen. Loud are always going to have people in backside of every position that you play. I mean, A, C, they are always going to use smoke utility to be there and fighting you before it even comes to a retake.
And I'm a little worried about that B piece. That little bit of either hesitation or adjustment. They looked like they were about to commit to it. Maybe it being the plan or not, I'm not sure. But for now, that adjustment looked last minute. It looked adjusted. And we look at Fnatic going back into this with Sheriffs galore. That's about all they're going to bring through. Maybe an early test, an early read, but once again at the heel of Loud at the start of this.
Fnatic love to try and remove Killjoy utility from Garage, but one of the things that I've noticed they struggle with, and one of the reasons I think that they've been struggling in general with their Haven attack, is that they make it so easy for the defenders to re-clear. You see how they don't insert anybody in Garage here? They don't maintain any level of presence. And Loud, just a single peek in, they realize that there's no real threat there.
Yeah, Les still being as active as he was, as you said, ensuring that there is no follow-up to this, even if you note Sadak keeping a bit of a track of it too.
And Les will always try and get aggressive in Garage. If you're looking to try and find a pick against Loud, focusing on Les refighting Garage would be a great way to try and generate 5v4s for Fnatic.
And again, late round information coming through. The dog going down has now noted at least 2 players from Fnatic, so they're being forced around this map with very little reward for themselves. Maybe if they get timing on Sadak, but again, you're hoping for instances that you cannot determine yourself. Sadak here could catch Chronicle. I think he might just miss the timing. It works so well. Playing off the corner, great trade for Boaster.
He ran into the wall.
But there's still players here. Look at the amount of bodies on this site already. It's not just less. Aspas very nearby, forced away towards CT. Leo trying to put the utility into play for Durka, but he's being checked on. He's being kept safe. And with 13 seconds, they're going to struggle for this plant. Maybe able to get it down here unless the swing comes in. Less 22 HP. He's still punishing Alpha. Big trade for Boaster. Boaster! He's got to go nuclear in this though. A 1v2. He's got the plant. And now he's got to find both of these healed up. They're taking no chances. Wait, the timing on this could be incredible. The catch on the flash doesn't reveal everything, but it's given them an inkling. But he's got an angle. He's got a chance! The timing on that, Aspas, so quick.
Boaster found the only opening that was available to him, the tiniest of timings and opportunities, and still Loud were diligent enough to be able to hit that flick and deal with him.
Must be nice to be Aspas.
It definitely feels, though, like Fnatic are applying the pressure on the third map. They haven't just gone quietly into the night. They're still trying to bring it in these moments and make every round tough, force Loud to win.
I do just have worries when I'm seeing Boaster being the one most activated out of all of them. Now, not just from map 2, but even leading into map 3, I need to see Leo, I need to see Durka, I need Alpha, I need all of them to start actually activating individually in this.
And I think that's a little worrying too, because Boaster is the emotional leader for the team. And at the moment, it feels like he's trying to lead from the front and drag the rest of his team up in terms of energy as well.
Oh, Christ.
This is a massive clash.
Oh, Christ, Durka, this is, oh dear, Fnatic keeping themselves in this though. That could have been deadly.
Massive potential there for that to go wrong. Les coming up behind, trying to fill the gap based on all of that information that Fnatic were fighting over a long.
I mean, Les does have a Vandal.
He's the only player that's really going to be a threat, and he's in the perfect position.
How long does he hold on this? I mean, he's got no reason to move, really. He's the last line of defense to the rest of the map.
This is one of the things that you get the best out of Les and Alpha, is that they're so happy to go for pushes like this.
Boaster seems aware, but he doesn't clear diligently enough. Caught off guard and less rewarded. Quick trade. Durka back on track. B-site looking like the end destination here. Aspas and Tui's not likely to do much more.
Spike planted.
They're so far away from this too. It's not even like Aspas and Tui's are in a position where they can get info on where Fnatic would be repositioning. And any damage to the economy is going to be fairly minor, because Fnatic just love using these light armors at all times. We've seen them even not being affected too much by the bonus round wins.
Might get the drop on Durka here. He does.
Aspas looks sharp, doesn't he?
Give him a Guardian.
The flick in the previous round onto Boaster, and then that as well.
I mean, Tui's could have a little holding crap up. Wait.
Hello?
Alpha!
No way!
Oh my god, wait, Chronicle got Tui's! That's ridiculous. What a silly end to the round, but it's fine. They weather the storm, but there is damage done. Losing 3, that's rifles now gone. Yes, the light buyers should supplement through with that light armor coming in, but still, Fnatic put on notice this doesn't feel comfy yet.
One of the biggest pieces of damage that Les has done with that play that you see Durka just clean up is that Les now has his lockdown online for round 4. In a round that could end up being economically important. You look at Fnatic, they've got 3 players that wouldn't really be able to buy up into the next.
Well, Aspas on the operator. Does he go for a challenge off the rip? Well, it's Aspas. He certainly does! Durka dead, tip of the spear blunt. And now they get full control. 5v4. Do Fnatic continue on this path?
They are so committed. 4 players deep down A long.
Follow up here. Aspas. Gonna be sticking around. They don't expect it. How does he get away with this so often? Finally checked by Chronicle. The spike plant a little more contested than they'd like. Feeling like they want to brawl. The pump flash is gorgeous. Loud re-challenging Fnatic and closing them down.
Fnatic do not have an answer for how to break into A. You see the way that Loud are using that Viper Orb, and then also being able to work around the Cloudburst and work around the Cove that they even use towards the backside. And they make sure that they are never getting pushed. They only have to worry about this one angle. They only have to worry about you pushing through that. I think if Fnatic want to challenge towards A, they need to be disrespecting Sadak's Viper Orb. You actually need to take the decay damage and walk through that so that you're applying pressure from both sides of default.
Oh. Close enough. enough. Look, have those knives ready to go.
Get out of my way.
Invest them almost instantaneously. It looks like once again that lean towards B. The A site somewhat closed. Stalled out though. Be held back here. Gonna try and get ahead of things. Blended. I mean, he was dead in a blink of an eye. That's again most of the threat from this round gone.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether we saw a bullet tag there onto Turker or something, but it didn't land the dash updraft that he was looking for to get on top.
Now it should be almost farming time. Bulldog, yes, for Chronicle, but Loud, very controlled here.
And one of the issues is that if Fnatic are in 4v5s in situations like this, they're not going to pull out ultimates. You know, less than 2Es are not going to feel like they're obligated to invest a lockdown or a reckoning into a round like this, which is one of the major wins that Fnatic can really take from a low eco situation.
Fnatic aren't going to find mistakes here from Loud. Sitting patiently, maybe trying to exploit some of the pressure towards Garage, get the potential of a plant towards B, but Sadak is here, less all too aware that they may want to try and filter through from Garage, and Sadak controls towards B exceptionally well. Less receives towards Garage, and once again, they have wraps on this Fnatic side. Leo could try and do damage, but it's going to be irrelevant. This is stunning from Loud, fully prepared here.
Feels like similar scenes when Fnatic go down early at the beginning of these maps and have to dig themselves out of a hole. There's only so many times that you can recover when the pressure is applied to you in this kind of way. If Fnatic are a cat with 9 lives, they have used up a ton of them already earlier in the tournament. And it gets to these kind of big moments against opponents that are a hair's breadth away from you, even when you're playing at your absolute peak.
Yeah.
You can't give them an inch.
Crush them.
And I'm waiting to see the mini timeout. I don't know when it's going to happen. I thought it could be even now at this point, but it's not. Still going to trust in the plan here, Fnatic. The early test is towards middle. Sadak, particularly deterred yet. Maybe trying to play in Aspas with that operator.
I mean, look at Les. He has a lockdown to try and play retake, but instead, he's tucked in Cubby in mid. This is the kind of flair and the variety that he can give you. You expect him to be playing a passive situation retake somewhere, much less likely you're going to clear this.
Now, they may have noted Sadak, which is a little bit of a switch up, so they might be questioning where Les is, but even with that in mind, they still need to actively try and fight through. C is completely open. Again, could depend on the lockdown, the reckoning. Loud have a lot of utility that they could bank upon for a very diligent retake here, but Fnatic still needs to step towards it, still needs to get on towards the site itself, and yes, finally following up through towards Garage, and Sadak's lucky to be alive.
Everyone from Loud is here, though, ready to play the retake. Fnatic have got C, sure, plant's gonna go down. But 2Es has its high tide to ready, to get back in here. They still have the Viper alive, the Sadak escape. They have lockdown, they have reckoning, they're a huge ults.
Counter, trying to work off this one.
They hit Durka.
He can't now springboard off the back, that could have been everything. Alpha trying to fill that void, but still they need the plant. They've offset the timing a little bit, but they still have a massive fight for that lockdown. Do they completely fall away? The divide could go up as well. This is a bit of everything in it, and Alpha's been overwhelmed, gone down to 2Es, bulldozering his way forward, and Leo's got to run. Try and get out of here in time, and they've been forced away towards long.
The utility's not amazing either. Look at how deep that high tide is. Separates Chronicle from all the rest.
Oh, he couldn't quite get it to halfway, denied by Leo. Back to business. You're going to have this all being poured through. Fnatic forced to invest everything, and they're holding on. Aspas, the last line in this. The last one to try and do some damage, and Fnatic are toying with him. Surely there's no more. Surely 2Es can't draw the attention away. He can't. Aspas wants to keep the operator, wants to get out of there. And Fnatic, I mean, skin of their teeth in this round.
But an awesome idea from them. It got chaotic, absolutely. But Chronicle ulting at the start actually disrupts Loud's plan to go for the retake at the beginning anyway. And it bought enough time for Fnatic to reposition into a more standard, let's all play down C and spam the spike kind of situation. If they don't throw that breach ult in, even though there was no follow-up, Loud are there much quicker on the retake, and Fnatic are caught in transition trying to run away down long. Very tiny moments, and you're right, by the skin of their teeth. Aspas saved the operator, looking towards B, but Fnatic are going to continue to apply pressure A early. They're really trying to condition Loud to be afraid of this, and yet Loud still only have 2 people here because the actual A endings have not worked.
You're absolutely right, they don't have to be too worried about that late round. Now, information should be found here, and it is. 2 noted, but Fnatic holding quite a deep default. Not really working too early throughout the map.
Potential for a battle over Garage here. Both of these Killjoy players are extremely happy to take duels. But Alpha's being patient here, waiting for the rest of the team.
It's only less, though. I mean, yes, he's got Aspas on towards B, but it's a 3-play stack towards A, and Leo's won them the fight. Off the support system of the spam coming out from Alpha, but C is on a platter once again. They found something that's working. Now, obviously, they don't know that. They still have to do all the diligent checks on the way in here, but the plant should be inevitable, but this gives Loud time to hit that rotation button.
They don't have the high tide up yet from 2Es, so that's going to stall out Loud for just a moment, especially with the nanoswarms.
Comes in. Durka deciding to stick around. Oh dear. Deciding to stick around for how long? He's being checked on. Counting's taken him down. Let's give him the step towards the site. All players, I think for a second there, Alpha considering maybe splitting through middle, are towards long. They need to get going on this one though. They need to get it towards halfway. If Loud want an opportunity, but maybe just a shot in the dark's gonna work. Chronicle slightly further ahead. Boaster on the trade. Code goes up. This has to be it. This has to be essential. Aspas trying to defend, but he's losing out on bodies. Teammates are falling like flies, and Fnatic, even with their backs to the wall, are desperately trying to hold this. And they might just have it. I don't know how close this is gonna be. Oh!
Unbelievable heartbreak there for Loud on the defuse. 0.06 of a second in it. Barely any opportunity for error. Loud's retakes have been slowed down though. Fnatic have found something that is working here. That difference is so minimal. And think if 2Es has his high tide online earlier, if they aren't stalled out by the nanoswarms over towards spawn, that is all the difference you need.
Wow. And with all that said and done, the 2 consecutive rounds for Fnatic here are enough that Loud have decided to pump the brakes. They want to check back in. Frog wants to have a word. I mean, as you rightly highlighted, A is pretty much the castle. Loud don't seem too fussed by it. Fnatic can't fully break in. Yes, they can get a plant, but the rest of the map has been available and they've been starting to find a weakness.
Yeah, so I think if I'm Fraud here, I'm calling for 2Es to hold on to his high tide because you need that to be able to flood retake onto C. The set retakes aren't working. And I'm also calling for Les to play a little more passively in Garage because he clearly, Fnatic have identified that as an area where they can catch a pick. You saw them enter into Garage and then triple spam the position that Les is going to be playing in. Once you get hard red like that, you've got to adjust. And maybe that means playing in the C connector with a hard anchor from Sadak, but I would like to see them play flood defending instead and saving that high tide that 2Es has been throwing that cuts off front of B in front of Garage.
This does give the option to Fnatic though to try and flex back into this A take, but I am also seeing that Aspas is here. Again, the beauty of having to depend on Les being a bit more passive, a little bit safer, you don't have to particularly disrupt the rest of the map. You can kind of leave him to play that on his own. A small adjustment can make a world of difference, but Aspas, the one who could be in the right place potentially at the right time. This is a lot of players down towards long, and Aspas is waiting patiently towards the sewer. Hello. Just gonna sit towards this corner, tell his teammates you watch towards long, please. All of Fnatic are here. But can they make it work this time? Oh, the slow trip back. Aspas criminal to get away with it. Fnatic, there's no safety on this site. They have very little to work with. Finally, they at least have hell and backside, but it's the first time in a while, and it's not their own site at all. There's 3 players in sewer.
These Loud players are going to be difficult to root out, and Boaster is the first one to try. He must know that there's a chance there's a couple of players down there.
Well, they succeeded on the first, but the trade comes out. They've got to now know Aspas is here and Calentine. That's a big picture to be painting. The Viper pick going to go through. Let's get a clear Chronicle, and now it's getting dicey. Durka and Leo, the last 2 alive. They've got to work in perfect unison. Leo with 1 second, and now down to an all-even number as Durka started to do that damage. Aspas, the last one alive, in a 1v1 up against Leo, the guy who could be ice cold. The king himself, Leo, can he buy the time? It looks like he has. Aspas has to relinquish, to walk away. A classic moment between Leo and Durka. Wonderful scenes.
And Leo even takes the operator out of Aspas' hands as well towards the end. It feels like we haven't seen too many rounds like this where the Fnatic players are the ones finding those huge moments, and it coming as a combo of a couple of people, not just one individual going nuts. A very different look there from Fnatic on their A attack. Deciding to leave short completely open. and instead push for backside control. Boaster's starting to come up with plans here of how to find the first pick and avoid what Loud are doing on defense.
Repetition though, they keep doing this. Straight back on the operator Aspas, not willing to give that up at all. We eye up the rest of the map. Does we see Fnatic now test back towards that C site, the adjustments that maybe we were considering from the timeout, but well, that's a very different position for Sadak, and well, Alpha's already been what?
I don't know.
This is just straight blind spam, right? Zero chance he saw anything.
On the other side, Sadak definitely saw something there. Dead to rights.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, imagine going from Fnatic, having that read 2 rounds in a row to be able to pick up less and then go for an A-site hit, and then this is just a flawless. Instantly responded.
Well, that's what the timeout was for, clearly. I mean, a very unique look. You can't always bank on that, but it worked so wonderfully.
Can you really not?
No, I don't think you can bang again through a wall, and then maybe the judge works out. I don't know. Hey, prove me wrong, but I'm also worried because I'm noting here the finances for Fnatic are in tatters. They could get a bit of a buy, yes, but it's not going to be pretty. And yeah, take those when you get them.
Yeah, these wallbang kills, just immaculate from Les, and also applying the pressure before the utility came through. So, not getting caught there, because he's able to spam before the Fnatic players are even into Garage.
Sting is Sheriff's Bulldog, yes, for Alpha, but that's the best they're bringing in. An early information note of presence towards A long, so for Loud, do they put together the full picture here? Okay, able to close that gap though. Actually, full site control this time, gained by Fnatic.
Yeah, Durka disrespected that Sadak Viper Orb and went through it, taking the decay, but clearing out from both sides. Loud did not fight, instead playing for the full retake.
Where the hell is that Monster coming from? Down on long. Don't think it's quite caught what he wanted here. Quarantine tagged up a little, but it's too easy to find Chronicle. Durka, this is a lot to ask. They're investing the ult, they're investing a great deal on this. The lockdown going to be coming in as well. This is going to get chaotic on the side. Who keeps their cool? It's Quarantine taking down Boaster, but the response coming in. Diffuse is still going. Nothing is stopping this. They're going to send it.
Unreal scenes. Leo just a fraction too late there on the spike. Throwing those shock darts in, desperately trying to keep his team alive, stop the defuse. Fnatic invested so many ultimates into a situation there where they had the worst economy. They're believing very heavily in the counter strat that they have on the A. And that's not a normal reaction to winning an anti-eco.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I think that maybe speaks a little to the bigger picture here as Fnatic are hitting the brakes for themselves. Mini, who's been quite vocal about some of his frustrations in this tournament so far and a couple of the hiccups on the way, but it's time for a check-in at 6-4. Fnatic can't let this slip out of their fingertips if they want to have a competitive half.
And I think for Fnatic, I'm looking towards Durka and Alpha. Yeah, those are the players that have been with this roster for so long and have been the 2 heavy hitters. Before this was even a super team, you still had Durka and Alpha going crazy in whatever role they were playing. Combined, right now, they're 5-20. That is brutal for an attack side Jet player. And Alpha, who, while I'm not always a fan of how he plays on the attack side, tends to still get the kills up at the very least. Both of those players going completely absent, and it's still a somewhat close half at 6-4. If they can find their moments to come online, they can be the difference makers to making this a dead even half where Fnatic feel much more comfortable on defense.
And statistically, Durka is one of those players who is a big game player. He does well from playoffs onwards. He doesn't traditionally slouch in this, but as said, this hasn't been a comfortable game for him at all. We've seen Boaster, I think, leading the scoreboard more than either of them, which is baffling to me. I mean, yeah, I do want to see if they find some of that security going in, but for now, for Loud, if they can get 3 in a row, this could be huge. I mean, ult's very close by, less 1 off. Cowanzine 1 away too.
Boaster looks like he's just going to call the heavy A hit again, and they are going straight into Aspas Operator.
He's managed to avoid the stun. Has to reveal that he is in this position to avoid being detected, but does he hear Durka? Oh, it doesn't matter! He still claims a life! Alpha is dead and buried, and now there's problems. He's still going. Fnatic are held at the door here. How the hell are you meant to get in? I guess that's how. Try and shut them down, try and push them back, and respectively, they slip back towards CT.
Aspas with the Blade Storm is still going to be really useful. on this retake. He's not hampered at all by the operator. There's only 2 players really committed in nice post-plant positions from Fnatic. It's just Durka and Chronicle forwards.
Here we go. Retake, about to get started. Aspas, first couple of steps forward. Boaster, Durka, looking to try and work in unison. Doesn't get isolated, but does get traded. Tui's there on the hard carrying work towards the site, trying to take all that space away. Chronicle already noted as well. I mean, Tui seemed a little lost in that then, as Chronicle gets away with his life further, finally dealt with by less, pushed deeper away. Leo now having to come online, trying to get involved in this, and now down to just Boaster. And I say just, it's the 2 IGLs again! And Sadak, he got it to half, and he gets the defuse.
What a play by Sadak. The 2 IGLs going head-to-head towards the end of that clutch, and it feels like Boaster's got more confidence than most of the other players on Fnatic. Yeah. He goes for the wide swing. He had chances to be able to win that one too. Playing around, but his health was just too low. Sadak catching him with a bullet there as he goes for the jump peek, trying to bait the diffuser off. The Loud players are hunting for these fights. You see how Les is getting aggressive, making space for the diffuse to come down. He's hungry to take duels because right now they are different. This Jet Killjoy duo is outmatching Durka and Alpha to such extraordinary levels.
Chance to make up for it. A Pixel spotted, but he escapes with his life. Durka just can't close down on these kills. He's struggling. A judge in the back pocket may not be ideal here. And Aspas waiting, so much invested. Leo's the one to claim 1. The trade comes out, and the Spike is trying to evacuate, trying to run away. But Tui's punishes them in the back as they try and fall down long. They're scrambling.
Fnatic are going to try and make a mid-round pivot here. They've been going so heavily 5 players in one spot the last 4 rounds in a row. They never have a plan B. There is never anyone on the lurk to be able to give them options or even info elsewhere. So this scramble is just that. But there's no drone, there's no recon, there's no way of clearing out these positions if there was a threat.
They're working in so blind. They have no idea where Les is. They haven't seen him. They're still having to be so careful clearing everything. And now they're walking into a site that's already been defended by County. He's seen enough. Calls for support, he gets it. They're ahead of it. They have to play ahead of this utility. They need something on their side, be it the time, be it anything. And now we go into a post-plant.
Look at Les, tucked in on Spawn, using his ult to clear out the whole of B. They need to watch for a garage repush here, but the rest of Loud should have their opportunities to get in. The high tide used quite early though, so Fnatic will still have chances to spam, and Aspas catches that garage repush I was talking about.
Durka is struggling here as a Fnatic. 4 rounds might be all they're going to get unless Leo is the one to activate. It's all on him now in a 1v2. Oh, he's been put in the corner, he's been put down. Loud are playing exceptional Valorant now. That's going to be 8, and it might be the first nail in Fnatic's coffin.
Loud really do seem like the Fnatic kryptonite. They've just got the read, got the game plans every time.
This could be a fatal half for Fnatic. 4 rounds is not enough. Leo trying to put up heroic numbers, but Loud, pound for pound, are absolutely outplaying Fnatic. As you said, Aspas and Les, the combination is just exceptional. Gorgeous Valorant.
Fnatic better on the other half. 4 rounds might be enough if they can take pistol, but Loud has just been so good there.
What a start it has been for Loud here. We've got Mimi, Achilles, and Bren back with me. Let's just talk about this comp. You guys talked about how Fnatic could deal with it. Mimi, what did you think about their game plan against Loud?
I think they had some ideas early on, but really this came down to the flood retakes that this comp is known for Loud. Fnatic was able to get into these post plants, but time and time again, the thing that Loud is always great at here, these A flood defenses continue to work for them. Beyond that, these Loud players are also just stepping up so much individually. They're so confident pushing in on these retakes.
And there's a reason why Loud are currently, I believe, 10 rounds or 10 wins in a row when it comes to Haven as a map. This is one where you just really see this comp push to its limits. They're fantastic with it. They basically invented it, for God's sake. And we stand here at the brink, honestly. This is where dreams are going to be made or crushed. It's either one way or the other, but currently Fnatic with a massive deficit in terms of rounds they've got to get themselves over.
But they have done that in the past. You know, they did it versus this team. They've been in a larger deficit than they've had themselves in at the moment, but they need to be able to rally back, because right now what we're seeing is Leo hitting his shots and everybody else kind of whiffing. It's been back and forth between some little pop-off moments, but Leo has been the constant, whereas everybody on Loud is sharing in the frags. You've got 3 people who are out outfragging pretty much anybody else on the side of Fnatic. They need to get their heads back into the game. They need to start getting that crosshair placement pin perfect if they want to be able to take this.
Fnatic has already won 2 tournaments this year, the first to do it back-to-back. But if your year ends at Champions, disappointment, going out early in the lower round 3, that's what people will remember. Not the super team who went on a run, who made history. Yeah. It'll be the team who disappointed when it mattered most. So for Fnatic, if there was ever a moment to channel that comeback, they found it lock-in, it would be here.
Yeah, and Loud, they don't want to let this slip once again against this Fnatic team. Let's jump back into the half, Pansy and Sideshow, and see who's going to take this one.
It's got to start with a pistol here for Fnatic. If you're looking for a turnaround, they have been absent for them thus far in this series and a little in this tournament. Loud, on the other hand, with a fabulous start here in map 3.
This wall is going to apply so much pressure, and Dirk is going to look to try and fight behind it. Oh, how does he get one and escape?
It's a sparse one that he's claimed. He hasn't been exactly hitting here, but hey, if that's how you started off, if that's the turn of the half, you take them. The less fancies it back.
Loud and cautious on the way in through B. They need to break alarm bot here as well before Fnatic will bite and realize that this is actually coming towards the C site.
Well, as much as we noted Dirk having a quiet one, as was Alpha. His site now being overtaken, not much to really do. They will give themselves the plant, and they give themselves a fair shout at this post plant. Sadak getting aggressive on this, trying to build off the back of Karanzin's damage, but he couldn't quite close down on Chronicle. So Fnatic stay standing with 4, across to the sub. Okay, it was Alpha to land that. I thought somehow less smite, but that one does land. As now it's a 1v3, and Les has been good, but I don't think he's been this good. Half the fuse achieved, 29 HP, overwhelmed. Fnatic take the first step here.
And a crucial pistol. Not just because they're down 8-4, but also it starts to activate those players that were so quiet in the first half. We ran the stats on the desk earlier about Durka on the attack side versus defense side on this map. It's been a running theme all throughout Champions. But Durka looked, again, more comfortable there in his position, defending his jet, and Alpha was also able to get 3 on the round. These are the players you need to wake up. Nice! Boaster's been there in terms of his energy and what he's been bringing.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do to inspire the rest of the team. They need to step up of their own volition.
First steps taken towards it on that long road back here, but keep in mind it is Loud and they look pretty lethal. And no real messing around the pace here. They want eyes set towards C. Be Boaster and Alpha. They get a plant here, Loud. This one gets dropped and Alpha's farming. The Eco Cobra doing very well for himself, but hold up a second. Bit of damage back, but again, dealt with, threats handled, no plants, no problems.
And Fnatic still with 2 rifles that they can bring into the next round. I've liked what Fnatic have brought on Haven, on their defense side. I think they've had some really cute set plays that have applied a lot of pressure. If there was ever a time to bring one out, you're not saving it for the lower bracket final or the grand final. You need it now. Fnatic, the super team, the favorites for this tournament, are being pushed and need something big to get the momentum back on their side on Haven.
Well, this could be quite nice. Again, Durka, a little bit of a fiend down in the sewers. This time going to be forced away. Early investment of utility just to deal with his positioning. Loud prioritizing that long control as their first port of call.
Fnatic are going to play around Durka and Leo controlling short. If this A hit does come through, they've still got a position to reinforce. And on the other side of the map, Alpha's taken a walk down C long. So again, playing these aggressive, almost one-and-done positions, as Les was on the defense side. Both of these Killjoys are really quite similar in how they approach the map.
There's that second attempt now towards the side. They've got the sewer control to add to the collection. Now it's slowly chipping away at this Fnatic hold, but still not taking fully committed steps towards the side just yet. Very patient. And I don't think he saw Sadak there. Maybe still aware. Yeah, still a jump spot, but almost got caught out there. Leo needs to be very careful with this. 40 seconds.
Wow.
This is now going to get dicey. Can Loud close the gap, or they're finding no early chances?
They're leaving, and Althea has not taken the bait at all.
30 seconds left.
Oh, there's indecision within the Loud camp. Sadak called for some kind of rotate,
Wait.
but it looks like it might have been an
Wait,
audio
no.
bait. The sound bait has just left the site, completely open. Fnatic got it, hook, line, and sinker.
Loud, this is dreamy. They were never meant to get this.
Just footsteps of them running away, and the whole of Fnatic rotated off A. They were so convinced that was going to be a late round rotate, as was I.
I think we all were. And they made it work, but can they hold on now? It's retake time. Cove gonna go in, all the utility being poured through towards CT to stall out. Keep Fnatic at arm's length, and Aspas is breaking their back! 3 massive kills. Durka and Alpha have to save. There is no other option here.
What a call. What a call. Whoever that was from Loud has just absolutely rinsed Fnatic. They looked scattered on the retake as well, like their heads were already out of the round. And Boaster's trying to get back in through spawn, and the next player is country mile away.
That's mental.
That's a rattler as well.
Oh, that's in your head. That is absolutely in your head at that point. And keep it in mind, where was Alpha at that point? Because he was down C long earlier, he felt no pressure, no steps heard, no utility, maybe a little paranoid about B, but again, to fully pull the plug feels so overzealous.
Yeah, and I think Mini at this point, you're not even seeing that level of emotional reaction, and that worries me even more. If he can feel within the team atmosphere that it's slipping away, almost a sense of apathy overtaking that determination and frustration from the perfection he usually expects.
Can they recover? This puts their mental to the test, and Loud, I mean, you will adore getting around like that. They probably don't know how fortunate they were in that fact that Fnatic basically evacuated the site, but again, they'll watch it back, they'll feel that momentum shift here. They still have to get past the challenge in Sur if they fancy going back towards A.
Fnatic didn't really adjust at all based on that B fake pressure at the start of this round. They're still in nice spots to stop the A hit.
Yeah.
Durka and Leo, the two on the site, the entirety of Loud coming up, that should be big info. Start ringing the alarm bells. Loud are in. Aspas taking those steps, but Durka trying to survive down here. Trying to keep some space for himself, but he's been called back towards site. And now look at Les, closing the gap. They're so aware. Aspas with the punish. And once again, perfection from Loud on the site take. Plant's going to come through. Can they hold against the retake from Fnatic?
They don't have a jet to try and break these crosshairs. And once Sadak is positioned on the site, things become almost impossible. You are trying to push through the orb decay, the snake bites that create vulnerability on any players looking to try and retake as well. Alpha has finally got the lockdown online, but he's been absent otherwise in these rounds, just tucked into C Cubby. Having to watch, sadly, as Fnatic on the other side of the map lose all hope of holding on. Durka as well, so antsy, down short, using his Cloudburst, giving away his position when nobody really knew that he was there from Loud. Yeah. I mean, Les just has to comm that there is a jet on short, and he's dead.
That's it, literally 3 players turn, there's no way out of that. This is
Fnatic looks shook.
Yeah, we were wondering the knock-on effect of some of those rounds, the one just prior. I think we're seeing it a little here. This is now scary times for Fnatic.
Look at the economy too.
Oh,
Durka
Christ.
is going for a glass cannon operator here to try and be the difference maker and turn this one around. And the op is always going to find it difficult against a Viper Harbor comp. I mean, you're not going to be given any avenues to fight anyway, so Durka's going to find this so difficult. But he's decided he's the man for the job.
And look at what they do. Look at what he's got to work against. He doesn't get the freedom. Oh, but he still gets the shot. Finds Sadak. A different start this time. But does Loud adjust, operating with 4 players this time rather than the 5?
This could be the round where Althea's position in C Cubby pays dividends too. Always got a chance that Les swings into this operator line, but in the meantime, Loud are taking map control towards Garage, and I don't think they know where Alpha is positioned. Boaster's distracting wonderfully.
Yeah, he's keeping all eyes on him, but again, as much as it looks like intent, I'm seeing the spike basically by spawn, and I'm seeing Les holding position. And maybe he's waiting for an audio cue if they try and rotate. It's still a test from Loud. They are absolutely trying to play on the nerves of Fnatic here. Afraid, they are absolutely in pieces, but there's been no over-rotation this time. Fnatic not falling for that again.
And also thanks to the alarm bot that Alpha Air is positioned in top garage window. That allowed them to maintain that the whole time.
Durka flashed off the angle. It's Leo now who's a little isolated, slowed down. He goes back for more. That shot didn't hit. And Loud get a second lease of life. Leo can't handle Aspas. At the front of the site's his. Chronicle in support though. Back and forth, leaving just 3 standing, but maybe that could be enough. That 3 is willing and ready to battle. Plant's gonna come in. And Durka rescinds further back.
Alpha's on the flank. He's just put his turret down as well. He's using lockdown instead of going for a sneaky backstab, drawing all eyes to himself.
But again, Durka's got an operate.
He's missed!
No! Devastating miss on that one. And now down to the 2v2. Durka's on 18 HP. And he needs to deliver here for Fnatic. He finds one. And Les punishes Boaster. And Les is now in the 1v1 for himself. He's just buying time. He's making it hurt. But he's drifting. In the open like this, could have played that a little different, I feel.
Durka whiffed a couple of big chances to secure this round earlier on, but he delivers in the end. And he came in here with no armor, going for the op, believing in himself, found the opener somehow against all odds with this play, and then closes things out. I was very worried when Alpha put the lockdown into short and Durka missed the kill on these players running to try and deal with that ultimate. And yet he's still there, rock solid for the team towards the end. That is a man seeing flashbacks of lock-in.
Don't. Why have you said it? Why have you said the name? Are you truly the curse?
It's not that much of a comeback just yet.
Not yet. Aspas opting to invest. Knives out. Seekers in. This looks like they want to go off this one. No hesitation. Durka still standing! The Iceman's starting to activate. The mental reset. But Leo's only good for 1. I thought he caught that for a second. Sadek gets a second go of things. And Durka on the switch up here. They're already going to be pushing up on long. Durka, you can't stick around on this, surely.
Committed to the operator there as well. He does still have Bladestorm to try and work with. But once Loud get into these positions, once that Viper Orb goes down, it is so tough for Fnatic to have any chance of retaking even in a 4v3. They're going to have to commit super heavily on this flank. Boaster and Alfie are putting the pressure on Sadak.
Okay, you're going to check this, right, Fnatic? You absolutely don't, so Boaster's dead. Oh, didn't expect the second layer to that. But it's still 2 on the side. Tui's and Kawanzine spotting out towards Chronicle, tries to slip away with the punish of the back. Wait, the swing. Kawanzine didn't fully get around the corner. And Durka is coming alive. Tui's! Oh my God, Tui's! What a clutch! What a way to push Loud up to 11.
What a ridiculous moment for a player that has had a quiet couple of maps to come alive. So many moments, so many ways in which that could have gone differently. And yet Tui's just gets these players delivered into his crosshair one by one. That's another backbreaker for Fnatic. Another absolute backbreaker.
Mini's on the timeout. You've just seen Durka smashing his desk. And you're up, and you're at him. Timeout for Fnatic.
Their economy's in shambles.
It absolutely is.
They're almost obliged to give Loud
12
match point, and then try and win 5 in a row to get things back into overtime. This is Fnatic, not just on the ropes, but on the edge of elimination, and on the edge of failing to secure this legacy and era that was theirs to secure at this tournament.
It absolutely was.
We've never had an era of dominance in Valorant. It has always been back and forth. Loud winning their championship in an era of dominance, you could argue, for that old Optic team, and they stole it away from them.
Yeah, El Clasico got shattered. Now, look at the ults. Add that into the equation. Throw that into your mind as well, that Loud sit on a lockdown. They've got so much to play with still, and Fnatic barely can fashion a buy. That 1v3 might have sealed Fnatic's fate. We're yet to find out. We go back into this one. Mini, that was his last chance to truly check in here. He has to get the boys ready for this, because Loud are now poised on the verge, and they're going to be confident as hell.
Boaster's just got a shorty in garage. There are still threats around the map. Fnatic are going to be hoping and praying that Loud fall into some kind of danger. The shorty, Leo with a stinger.
find what they wanted here. A little bit of chip damage, but he's still very much alive.
What a rival.
Pressure going to be towards the B site as well.
That's
in no hurry.
That's such a great high tide for being able to cut off the player that, you know, is in Leo's position right now, trying to get info at the front of B. You combine that with the Viper wall, and you can't see anything on defense.
And here are those ults that they had in the back pocket that they get to depend upon. Thoroughly enjoy as they take away another potential round here. Fnatic gonna have to pull off quite the retake, and it starts with that. Aspas draws blood, takes away Boaster. Again, they're working with a lot less here. Stingers, Guardians, it ain't pretty stuff. Aspas just farming up here, making it hurt. Durka does get one back, but he's gonna need more, and maybe he's gonna get more. Time though, he's running low, and I'm pretty sure a second away. But he goes back, but the space has been filled. Aspas betters him again, as Chronicle and Leo are left to watch, as it's gonna surely be 12. Aspas is coming alive here.
He's got a chance to go for the ace, but they don't know where Leo exactly is. So he's gonna show his back to him. But that's a sorry consolation prize.
Oh, it's 12. Loud. Chances now in front of them to close out aplenty. Yes, using some of the ult. Yes, running down a couple low players, you know, but they have full repurchase on this. They still have the Viper's Pit. And on the other side, it's a glass cannon, a bulldog, and a very substantial lack of rounds. It's been nearly 5 in a row coming back through here for Loud.
Loud have figured something out about how to beat this Fnatic team, taking it to them, putting the pressure on. They are 1 round away from knocking them out. In a sorry 4th place.
Boaster, first one under pressure. Aspas towards the site, and Boaster looks dead. He absolutely is. Counting's got him, but Chronicle trying to hold on. Sadak on the trade. It's down to 3 now. Durka, Alpha, and Leo. There's that Viper's Pit, and look at the space it's going to take away. Durka trying to close up, but Cowantine's read it, and the pop flash towards CT. As Alpha and Leo have a 2v3 to try and navigate here. Counting closing out as it's all on Leo. As Fnatic face elimination. Less waiting, and he's got him! It's been 173 days since Fnatic broke Brazil's hearts, and now vengeance is served.
Revenge, I'm sure, definitely tastes sweeter twice over as well. The 2-0 in the upper bracket, and then a 2-1 win here with a devastating 13-7 on Haven. Loud themselves are fighting for some kind of legacy of their own. We talk a lot about Fnatic because they were the first team ever to go back-to-back with Masters and Lockett. But they're gonna go home. Loud on the other side have made 3 grand finals across 5 events and are looking to try and make that 1 more.
The dynasty we were discussing with Fnatic now becomes legacy, only able to achieve the 2 back-to-back, the 3rd, the triple crown, the grand slam, just not in touching distance. And you've got to say, at this point in my mind, Loud are in championship form here.